the football presentation on the Antler Sports Network, your new streaming home for the best high school and collegiate athletics. This broadcast is brought to you by the Drip Like Jesus apparel line, Kelly's Tattoos in Tyler, Ordo Digital, Thompson Tire and Services in Tyler, HTO in Tyler, your hometown drink stop, Hoopstar Academy, the Tyler Rose Driving Center, where learning the rules of the road properly matters, Circle M Crawfish in Big Sandy, East Texas Benefits, local knowledge you can trust, Scouting Report, the Moody Agency Allstate, are you in good hands? The Athletic Brewing Company, amazing taste without the alcohol. Groomy, being bald has never been this easy. And Casey Muse with Avenue Speak. Welcome to the East Texas Benefits Countdown to Kickoff, live from Wildcat Stadium in Kennedale, Texas. In tonight's matchup, we have the Kennedale Wildcats, led by head coach Richard Barrett, looking to get an even better spot as the playoffs loom in district. They're taking on the Hill-Jarvis Eagles, as the Eagles look for their first win of this. We'll also hear from one of our great sponsors this week in Mudslingers Drive-Thru Coffee in Tyler. We'll also take a look at some notable games of the Texas high school football landscape. All that and more coming up next on the East Texas Benefits Countdown to Kickoff. East Texas Benefits, local knowledge you can trust.
Kickoff is cool with partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the 50s in Kennedale, Texas. This is Matthew Armands with the Antler Sports Network, and this is our game preview as we lead you up to the Eagles and Wildcats on the East Texas Benefits Countdown to Kickoff. Both teams are on different sides of the spectrum when looking at District 6 4A Division 1. Kennedale is currently in a slugfest with Western Hills, Lake Worth, and Dunbar above the Wildcats in the standings. Hill-Jarvis, on the other hand, is still looking for their first win against one of the most prestigious teams in the DFW Metroplex. The Wildcats are currently sitting at 4-3, defeating Carter Riverside, and are looking to make it almost 2 decades since their last sub-500 season. Those seasons coming under the leadership of head coach Richard Barrett, who we'll speak with later via the ABS T-shirt graphics hotline. The Eagles out of Fort Worth are looking for their first win of the season, with the Red and Black falling to Lake Worth last week. DHJ is looking for their first regular season win since 2019, finishing that year 4-6. After the break is our weekly sponsor spotlight on the East Texas Benefits Countdown to Kickoff.
You work hard to protect the things you love, your car, your home, and your financial future. East Texas Benefits will work just as hard to ensure your protection during these trying times. Our experts are trained to find the best policies tailored to any budget, but at the best insurance agency in Tyler by the people who make us who we are. Book a free consultation today at easttexasbenefits.com. East Texas Benefits, local knowledge you can trust. A Better Business Bureau A+ accredited business.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens.
And if you got cut rate car insurance, paying for this could feel like getting robbed twice. So get all state. And be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Mudslingers, if a lot of people might know, they pass by it every day. One of the biggest roads in Tyler is right behind us. Talk about location. You have UT Tyler to our left. Well, to our left. Mm-hmm. TJC even farther to our left, and Tyler Legacy to our right. It's a prime location. Everybody of almost all ages likes coffee. To have the quality of coffee that you have, to be close to so many points of interest, how does that help the business?
It helps a lot. It was a huge blessing finding this spot here, and we get complimented on it daily. For how easy it is to get in and out. We have several different ways. We got the median on 323, but you can get over to Plume there and take a left or another left if you need to. And yeah, it's been a wonderful spot.
How long have you been in this location?
Since February of this year, 2022.
So not even a full year yet. Kind of talk about the journey that you've taken. Some businesses can barely get off the ground in this amount of time, but if you drive by, there's always cars here. There's always either a pretty long line or a pretty good sized line. So talk about the consistency that you've built, the revelry that you built, the camaraderie, and the consistency that you've gained in I would say a pretty dominant market, especially with Starbucks and the new Dutch Brothers coming down the road. But you guys have stayed consistent. You stayed a pillar. You stayed a figurehead. Kind of talk about how good it feels, the pride that you have, that you've built that in such a primitive location in such a short amount of time.
It is, again, just a blessing. Couldn't call it anything more or less. It's we have a great crew. That's a huge part of it. Our gals in the morning, they can sling that mud, 20, 30 cars an hour. So what's that, 3 minutes an order, for a whole hour. There's sometimes they'll get through 150 drinks even in a little 3-hour stretch there. I would say that's the biggest part of it, is we can deliver, as you said, consistent. Need a little more time to sit and chat. We can get personal as long as there's not a big line of cars. We love to meet folks and get to know them, get to hear their stories, and become regulars. And I would say it's that combination of filling the need of both speed and service that's really propelled us into where we're at now.
Kind of talk about your journey to get here, because I don't think you were born in this specific spot. So talk about your coffee journey. What got you started and what led you here today?
Definitely. Well, about 3.5 years ago, I went to the SBDC there, TJC, and brought them a little business plan proposal for a mom and pop coffee shop. Because where we're from, Spokane, Washington, it's on the east end of the Washington state up there. They're everywhere, every other corner. They all kind of taste the same, but they have their own unique brand, their unique signature drinks, and their unique personalities. So you find one that you like and you stick with it. Sometimes if you're on the other end of town, it's always right there. It's not a Starbucks on every corner. It's a mom and pop with a Starbucks maybe, every neighborhood or borough or what have you. We didn't have that here. Obviously, it was Starbucks or Starbucks, and so we saw that need in the market for good quality, fast, local representation. And yeah, we marched into the SBDC and we got laughed at a lot. We got told it wasn't going to happen. We got told Starbucks has the market and we don't need anything more. And now we've got 3 Dutch Brothers and a 7 Brew and scooters and more Starbucks and all kinds of Crema opened up, Big Shots, Jump Shot. So we knew we were onto something, and we didn't waver. We didn't give up because we really wanted to be able to bring that personality, that consistency, and that customer service here to Tyler. We figured people would enjoy that.
Now, I'm not the biggest geography head in the world, but Spokane, Washington to Tyler, Texas, that's a lot of land in between those 2 spots. Kind of talk about how you've adapted to Tyler. You talked about meeting the people, building community. Talk about what you like about the Rose City.
Really? I mean, the people are awesome. Friendly people. We got a good church, and they just welcomed us in with open arms, built a community through our kids' school, everything. We like to say this kind of just looks and feels like Eastern Washington without the mountains. It feels like home, and the people here have been nothing short of amazing. Yeah.
Now, we'll speak with her later, kind of talk about your partner in crime, the bond that you two have built through beans to kind of bring the bees together. Indeed.
Well, in a lot of ways, the only reason that this exists is because of her. She is the one who wanted that. It was a vanilla latte, extra hot. That's what she drinks every day, and she couldn't find one that quite hit that spot. And so we got a machine for it home, but even still, it was good, but it wasn't what she wanted. And so I don't know that I would have got to start the business if I didn't have her backing and her blessing. And she's been just a massive pillar of support through the whole thing. I went back into oil work just recently, and so she's stepped into my shoes here, managing the day-to-day operations of the kiosk, and she's just been stellar. So, yeah.
Talk about your personal favorite drink to close things out.
Oh, that is, in essence, what the Macchiato is.
Now, what would you say is your least favorite drink to make? Of course, you're at the head of the table, so you're pretty much used to everything, tasted everything, made everything. Mm-hmm. But everybody has something that when someone orders it at the window, you're like, really? What is that drink?
I think I speak for most everybody when I say the cappuccino, because it's particular, it's delicate. You got to get that good balance of foam with the microfoam milk that's going to be going into the espresso there. And if you don't do it right, it's just a latte. And if you don't do it right, it's just foam and some coffee under it. And so you really got to strike a balance there, which requires a lot of attention while you're on the steam wand, getting that foam built up.
All right. Earlier, before we began this interview, we saw you and Nate just rummaging around. I guess if you look at it from a higher angle, it looks like pretty much organized chaos, but I'm pretty sure I can say this. Anyone can see this and tell that you guys have mastered the art of organized chaos and still producing mastery for the Tyler and greater East Texas communities. Kind of talk about that bond that you guys have built and what goes into being able to move around at 100 miles an hour and still make amazing things.
Well, to begin with, there was a lot of trial and error. So this has been 7 months of really hard work honing in how best to get people to work effectively together. We have built this amazing team of baristas along with Nate and I, guiding them to how best to get drinks in and out in a matter of 2 to 4 minutes. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of memory, knowing where things go. And so thankfully, through that trial and error that began, we've become this fine-tuned system.
Now, of course, if you look around the kiosk here at your location here in Tyler, right in front of Green Acres Bowl, you see a lot of other businesses that people might drive by and see as well. You guys have teamed up with Just Pies in Tyler, with Great Harvest in Tyler. Talk about the relationships that you've built, not only with customers, but with fellow business owners like yourself, and how has that made you not only a better business owner, but really just make you a tighter-knit part of Tyler?
So when Nathan and I began this journey of this kiosk, we did not foresee the amount of relationships we would develop with area businesses. We thought this was just going to be us opening up a coffee shop and just bringing the Pacific Northwest taste profile down south. Once we realized that we couldn't keep up with the demand of getting cars in and out in a matter of 5 minutes, that sometimes it would take upwards of 20 minutes just because you might be the 5th or 6th car in line, we decided that we wanted to rebrand to be Local Coffee, Local Connections. And through that, we got to partner up with Great Harvest, was our first food offering. That led to Just Pies when Miss Denise came through as a customer one day. It began too when we partnered up with American Graphics, who does our t-shirts, and they've embroidered our aprons for us. We also, through our coffee distributor, Calidad, they showed us Espresso could do our stickers, could help us do our menus. And so each of these local connections we've developed has helped branch out to another local connection. And for that, we are so grateful, because we could have never imagined the impact that supporting other local businesses would have on our own business.
Now, no business, in my opinion, can become truly great without competition. You know the old saying, iron sharpens iron. You can't go anywhere really, not just in Tyler, East Texas, but really anywhere in this country without seeing a big box, I guess you could say, coffee shop. What sets you guys apart from the traditional get in the line, get your basic coffee, and move on? What sets you guys apart? What puts you above your competition?
When we opened this, our biggest thing was we wanted to bring a special kind of coffee bean down here that we weren't tasting. We wanted something that was smooth, something that didn't have that burnt or bitter aftertaste. It also is such a great bean that it has allowed people to customize what drinks they want, whether they want it half sweet, they want no flavoring. Sometimes they just want to have that coffee taste that not everywhere can provide. They also have come for the connection that we've been able to provide them through that window. We have prayed with people. We have given them a drink when it's needed to raise them up on a hard day. We've been able to also let them know when we're having a rough day and asking for them to support us. And so that intimate connection that we've been able to have with people has been so rewarding, and is something that you don't always get when you're just a number in a car that's getting a cup of coffee for the day.
Now, I asked Nate this question earlier. It's your turn for these two next questions. What is your personal favorite drink? Not just to make, but to drink.
That would be the vanilla latte. That is literally the drink that I searched for when we moved down here. I tried every coffee shop, could not find that flavor profile that I wanted, which is why this kiosk exists today.
And on the flip side of the coin, what is your least favorite drink to make? Is there just a drink that a car will pull into the kiosk, they order, and you just think to yourself, of all things?
That would be the hot mud, and the reason being that the habanero, I am sorry for the people that get way too much, because that pump is so little. So that would be my only concern, is that I have given way too much habanero in a drink.
Now, I hate to go off script here, but habanero. Did you just say habanero in a coffee?
That would be my husband's creation. It is habanero with some chocolate to take some of that spice off. I had a customer let me know that pepper jelly, if you like that, you will like the hot mud. That is the go-to drink. I will say that spice is not something that everybody searches for, but we've even had customers add it to Muddy Ways, add it to plain lattes, so it is something that we do offer here.
Alrighty, we'll be back with more on the pregame right after this.
The rules of the road must be taught the proper way to ensure the highways and byways of the great state of Texas are safe for generations to come. If you're a teen or young adult looking to gain a license or just looking to refine your knowledge and skills, Tyler Rose Driving Center is the gold standard to getting the best behind the wheel results no matter your age or experience. Schedule classes over the phone at 903-535-7777. Tyler Rose Driving Center, located in the Green Acre Shopping Center next to Little Caesars, committed to safety, satisfaction, and service with a smile. A car is one of the most important purchases you'll ever make. It's how you drive to work, how you take the kids to school, and how you get to some of life's biggest moments. Why not treat your car as such? Visit Thompson Tire and Services in Tyler on 3021 South Bonner Avenue. Joe Thompson and his team of professionals bring decades of under-the-hood experience to ensure that your car runs at its best. Any make, any model, Thompson Tire and Services is the only place to get the best service for your car in the entire East Texas area. Thompson Tire and Services in Tyler, proud sponsor of the Antler Sports Network. You work hard to protect the things you love, your car, your home, and your financial future. East Texas Benefits will work just as hard to ensure your protection during these trying times. Our experts are trained to find the best policies tailored to any budget, but at the best insurance agency and tailored by the people who make us who we are. Book a free consultation today at easttexasbenefits.com. East Texas Benefits, local knowledge you can trust. A Better Business Bureau A+ accredited business. Need to add some zip to your morning? Need something to get you through a busy workday? Or maybe something refreshing on a hot afternoon? Mudslingers of Tyler can get you a handcrafted drink for any occasion. Mudslinger serves fresh coffee and espresso roasted right here in East Texas by the Collie Dog Coffee Company. They have over 40 flavors you can mix into a custom coffee, soda, refresher, smoothie, or energy drink. They even offer tasty snacks if you need a quick bite. Ditch the big chain overpriced drinks for something locally owned and delicious. Find them on the Loop and Old Troop Highway by Green Acres Bowl. Follow them on social media for deals and updates. Mudslingers of Tyler, local coffee, local connections. Did you know you had a Texas State bucket list must-see right in the heart of East Texas? It's Circle M Crawfish in Big Sandy, Texas. Circle M is more than just crawfish. It's home to the best deep-fried catfish in town. There's something for everybody to enjoy, including chicken fried steak, burgers, and ready for game day wings. Circle M has everything you need to have a good time with the whole family, with a gated playground to keep kiddos entertained. Circle M Crawfish on State Highway 155 in Big Sandy, Texas, home of Circle M Rivalry Week.
I'm the play-by-play announcer who's in your ear
all game long. And the more praise I heap on your team, the more excited you get. Touchdown! Now, you don't hear the upstairs toilet overflowing, and I don't mean with confidence. You wanted a bowl season? You got a bowl season. And if I can show up on game day, imagine what could happen the rest of the week.
So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Now it's time for our Coach's Corner on the East Texas Benefits Countdown to Kickoff.
Welcome back to the East Texas Benefits Countdown to Kickoff as we get you ready from Wildcat Stadium for the Kennedale Wildcats hosting the Diamond Hill-Jarvis Eagles hailing from Fort Worth. Back with us via the ABS T-shirt graphics hotline. So we get ready for tonight's ball game is the head athletic director and head football coach of the Kennedale Wildcats, Richard Barrett. Richard, can you kind of talk about the tradition that you've built and kind of build the program that you have over at Kennedale?
Well, I think there's a lot of things. Tradition, maybe to start with, 21 consecutive years in the playoffs, which I think in the state of Texas, there's not probably a handful, maybe 20 at most, that can say that. But a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication by a lot of people, players, coaches, administration, and like. And so we think we got a good thing going over here at Kennedale, and hopefully we can improve and get better each week and make another run.
Coach, I'm glad that you brought that up, that you've been to the playoffs for so many consecutive years, that in that same amount of time, vast majority of your players weren't even alive yet. Kind of talk about what goes on behind the scenes and what it takes to build that consistent success.
Well, I think that good players first and foremost. They're coachable. They listen. They've bought into our system. They agree with our philosophy. And then we got some excellent coaches as well. That it's a good mix when you've got good players, good coaches, and everyone is pulling for one another. No one cares who gets the credit. Being constant, being consistent in what you do, I think is probably one of the key things that has allowed us to be successful.
Coach, when people think of DFW high school football, they think of the Duncanvilles, DeSotos, the Mansfields, the really big-time schools, the big 6A schools. Talk about being able to say that in your program, a 4A school in such a big metroplex, one of the biggest in the state, that you have player after player after player, year in and year out, playing at the next level.
Well, we see them on Friday night, Saturday night. We've got one you'll see on Sundays. So we've sent some kids to play college football and have gone on to play professional football as well. And so, like I say, we're just proud of what we've got here. We've got great kids. We've got great community support. Our parents are the unsung heroes of our program, and we like what we got going on over here in Kennedale.
All right, Coach, thank you. That is Coach Barrett, head coach and athletic director for the Kennedale Wildcats. When we come back here on the East Texas Benefits Countdown to Kickoff, we'll take a look at some games across the state and get you ready for our broadcast tonight between the Wildcats and the Eagles. You're watching the East Texas Benefits Countdown to Kickoff, brought to you by East Texas Benefits, local knowledge that you can trust.
Beautiful day, huh? Dinner time!
Time for another?
Oh, yeah.
You work hard to protect the things you love, your car, your home, and your financial future. East Texas Benefits will work just as hard to ensure your protection during these trying times. Our experts are trained to find the best policies tailored to any budget, but at the best insurance agency in Tyler by the people who make us who we are. Book a free consultation today at easttexasbenefits.com. East Texas Benefits, local knowledge you can trust. A Better Business Bureau A+ accredited business.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate. Now, it might not get me there any faster, but hey, it gets me ready for football. Let's tailgate.
I can't go anywhere.
But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. When you cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
As the Eagles and Wildcats get ready to take the field, let's close the East Texas Benefits Countdown to Kickoff looking at some notable games across the East Texas and DFW areas. DeSoto and Cedar Hill look to earn a playoff spot in one of the hardest districts in all of Texas high school football in the annual Battle of the Beltline rivalry. Roy City travels to the Rose City to take on Joe Willis and the Tyler Legacy Red Raiders for the very first time. The number one team in 2A Division I, Timpson Bears, look to stay undefeated against Joaquin. And Duncanville hits the road to take on Dallas Skyline in a 6A District 11 matchup.
And that concludes the East Texas Benefits Countdown to Kickoff. Let's go live to Wildcat Stadium.
We're at Wildcat Stadium, home of the Kennedale High School Wildcats. As both teams enter the field, we have us a District 4A District 6 Division I contest between the traveling Diamond Hill-Jarvis Eagles hailing from Fort Worth and the hosting Kennedale Wildcats. Hey everybody, welcome to Texas High School Football on the Antler Sports Network. As we concluded the East Texas Benefits Countdown to Kickoff, we're live in the Kelly's Tattoo broadcast booth. Jared Jones here with my colleague, Kennedale High School graduate, and more importantly, My brother, James Jones, to my immediate left. Of course, you know Kennedale very well. Captains for both teams meet at the 50-yard line. We'll get you guys recognized for our officials in a moment. But I want to start, James, with this time in district. Me and you talked to Coach Barrett before the game. But you've been in Kennedale. You know the success that they've had over the years, even through your time in schooling. Talk about how important games like this are when you know you need to take care of business, especially as the playoffs move closer.
Every week is important. You never know. Some teams are out for vengeance because of last week. You know, some teams, they have thought about the past or how they haven't beat this team in a couple of years. So, you know, it's going to be a good one. It's not a game that you can sleep on. You have to stay wide awake and make every play count.
This officiating chapter, hailing from Fort Worth, had the pleasure of speaking with them before the game. As we prepare for the national anthem, after this break, we will come back, introduce you to our officials, and get ready for game time. You're watching Texas High School Football on the Antler Sports Network.
To make winning decisions, you need a championship team in your corner. Monument Realty, led by Anthony Hyder, is that championship team. With countless houses sold in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, you're sure to score the right abode for you and your family. If finding the perfect home is in your future's game plan, then Monument Realty and Anthony Hyder are your perfect play call to get the job done. Monument Realty in Frisco, Texas, the official realtor company of the Dallas Cowboys, the Texas Rangers, and the Antler Sports Network.
I'm the captain of the Pee Wee football team. We may be small, but we are mighty, annoying. And you are so tired from playing defense against us that your focus is about to ride the bench. Woo! Go, go, go. Thanks, Mom.
Bye.
Come on, come on. And if you have cut rate car insurance, then not even a Hail Mary will save you from paying for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
It's Texas High School Football on the Antler Sports Network. Jared Jones, James Jones, live in the Kelly's Tattoo broadcast booth. So we're getting set for kickoff. First quarter of play set to go. 15 minutes showing on the clock here at Kennedale Wildcat Stadium. Holds about, let's say around 7,000 to 8,000 folks at maximum capacity. The national anthem being played by the hosting Kennedale High School band. The Eagles of Diamond Hill-Jarvis going to kick things off. The Eagles will take over on offense first. They'll go from right to left on your device. Thank you for tuning in, whether they be on our YouTube page or our Facebook page. Be sure to go online to antlersn.com. Click on the top right Watch Live button. Be automatically directed to the latest and greatest Antler Sports Network broadcast. Our officiating crew for this UIL 4A Division I District 6 matchup. Our head referee, Ernest King from Fort Worth. Umpire, Garen Morris from Fort Worth. Headline judge, Clarence Lyon Sr. from Crowley, Texas. Line judge, Tim Duggan. And back judge, Gary Morris, hailing from Rosap, Texas. Diamond Hill-Jarvis wearing their visiting whites with the black and red trimming. Black shoulders, black numerals, red trim on the uniforms. White numerals and red trim on the shoulders with the black helmets and the beautiful, I would say, reflective red eagle wings. The hosting Kennedale Wildcats wearing their all green from top to bottom, from the helmets to the bottoms, and their pink shoes and socks, white numerals and white lettering. Kicker ready to get things going, and here we go. It's going to be an onside kick, no, but the officials stop it early. Interesting to see if they're getting things going with an onside kick. If you're a team like this looking to get everything you can against a Kennedale team who we know is good, hey, why not try to catch one slipping early? Kicker looking to take things back off as we try to get started once again. Kicking things off for the Diamond Hill-Jarvis Eagle Kickers. Looks left to right. And this one's an end-over-end kick. Shorter kick. Looks like it's going to sail out of bounds, and it does. Initially makes contact at about the 24-yard line. And that'll give the Wildcats pretty good field position as they take over on their first offensive drive. First down and 10. The fit is going to mark it right at the 30-yard line. That's barring the penalty, of course. Kennedale, of course, winning their last contest, 67-0 at Fort Worth Riverside at Barrington Stadium. And the game before that, falling to Lake Worth, who's currently sitting at the top of District 6 4A Division 1 with a perfect, unblemished 4-0 district record. 3 teams, including these Wildcats, are sitting at 3-1. This game is going to be pretty big for both of these teams. Here's Kennedale rushing to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle. It's going to be a run. Looks like he gained about 3. Still going. And Finch is going to give him forward progress. And it's going to be second down and about 7 to go after the gain of around 3. Great way to get your offense going, establishing that run game. We talked about this earlier as we walked the field and discussed our game. Both teams' game plan, really. Kennedale is going to run the football.
They are going to run it down their throats tonight. We're going to see a whole lot of runs. We may see a couple of passes, but that won't be something that you'll see usually. Let's see how many yards they get on this run right here.
Outside toss. Going to be a pitch. He's got some room. He's got open space at the 50. It's going to be a foot race. 40. Makes one more man miss. Gets tripped up but still on his feet. 20, 15, 10, 5. Goal line brought down. In. Touchdown, Kennedale. Kennedale on their second play. On the first possession of the ball game, gets into the end zone, and that's our first touchdown brought to you by HTO of Tyler. Speaking of the devil, it's almost like they can hear us up here in the booth. You said they're going to run the football, and that is exactly what they did.
That is the game plan all day, every day. They're going to run that ball until a team shows that they can stop it.
Hill-Jarvis shows they got to show that they're going to stop it pretty quickly here. As Lance Pate gets ready to kick the PAT. Bubbles, the snap kick is up, flag is thrown. They're going to say it's no good, but barring the penalty, they might have a chance at a retry here. With 11:16 left to go in this first quarter of play. Penalty going against Diamond Hill-Jarvis. That's going to be an offsides call. As the flag runners get back off the field, running a bit prematurely there. They'll get back off the field and we'll reset. Still 6-0 as the Wildcats move up just a little bit closer, make this kick a bit easier. Pate initially missed the first attempt. Let's see if he can knock down this kick again. This time he'll take the hole from around the 9-yard line. Right-footed kicker he is. Probably the only one on the field that doesn't have a pink shoes and socks. Here's the low hold. The snap. The kick is up. And it's good. Your new score after the run touchdown to the PAT. 11:16 left to go. The Wildcats 7. Eagles nothing. Getting off to a quick lead. We'll be back after this timeout. You're watching Texas High School football on the Antler Sports Network.
Hello, my name is Tarnisha.
My name's Anthony.
And we own Drip Like Jesus. Drip stands for devote, reach, influence people, just like Jesus did. Each one of our apparel has a scripture on the back that goes with the design. It's our cool way of spreading the gospel and looking fly.
We are located in the Stonebriar Mall in Frisco and also online at www.driplikejesus.com. So feel free to go online and shop or come check us out in Frisco. And thank you for helping us spread the gospel.
Back deep for the Eagles after the kick is number 11, Angel Mijares, the junior, running back and defensive back, doing kick return duties for the Eagles. They get ready to take their first possession. The kick is away and presented to you by Circle M Crawfish. Big Sandy, Texas, the official restaurant of the Antler Sports Network. Kick is taken out around the 9-yard line, makes a man miss. He gets out at about the 15. He is popped and sent back to about the 13, but the officials will give him forward progress, and the Eagles will take over first and 10 from the 15-yard line. James, if you're this Eagle offense, you got hit in the mouth pretty quickly. You know this Kennedale offense is going to run the football. You know what they're going to do. How do you respond deep in your own territory at the 15?
Best thing for you to do, they came out swinging, you come out and swing right back. You show them that this is going to be a game. This is not going to be an easy win.
7-0 your score, 11:05 left to go on the clock. First down and 10 from the 15. 2 out wide. Quarterback seems to be in the shotgun, almost a pistol formation. 1 fullback, 1 halfback. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, going to throw it into the flat. Had his man upfield across the middle, but incomplete. Pass was intended for number 15, Angel Aldaba. Aldaba, his first target. Ethan Martinez looking right, had a bit of time, stepped into the throw, just couldn't get him there. Had the receiver downfield, had a bit of space along that sideline if he would have made the grab, but just couldn't get it, and it's going to be second down and 10 to go. Same formation, except this time is going to be a tight end and 1 fullback. Takes a snap, is going to be handoff at the middle. Made immediately look like the ball might have came out. Kennedale says they have it. The ball looks like it popped out at about the 14. Martinez seemed to have gotten it back. Third down, and that was a loss. Now it's going to be third down and 11 from the 14-yard line. Great job by Martinez to get the football back and keep possession. Third down now. Here are the Eagles, double back set. Two tight ends, one wide out to both sides. Here's the snap. Looking, goes upfield along the sideline, makes the grab it around the 20-yard line, brings a man down with him. That might be just enough for a first down, and it will be. The Eagles are marching down the field now. All that starts because you got that fumble back with 10-21. And the clock's still rolling here, left to go in this first quarter of play. Fresh set of downs as the Eagles move the chains. That's how you punch back, especially after making what could have been a detrimental mistake.
Yeah, you have to punch back early in the game. You have to show them we're not going to lay down. We're going to play.
Eagles led by head coach Jonathan Cruz. Of course, these Kennedale Wildcats led by Richard Barrett, a man who has made his mark, a future Texas high school football coaching Hall of Famer. As the handoff is immediately stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage, that's going to be a loss of about 2. Multiple Wildcats leading that charge there. Going to be, yes, they're going to give them about a loss of 2. Not too much yardage lost there. This pretty much looks exactly how the first trip down the field looked before they got the reset in the first round off of that pass. You make your first play, you lose a couple yards. Hopefully you don't fumble this time on second down.
Yeah, exactly.
But hopefully Diamond Hill-Jarvis can get something going here, continue this momentum that they're slowly starting to build. 9:22 and counting left to go in this first quarter. Ball's on the 22-yard line after the -2 rushing play. Pass under pressure, well under pressure. Great job by the Wildcats defensive front, led by number 22, Tyler Greenfield, the sophomore, getting to the backfield almost at the drop of a hat to make it third down. And this Wildcat defensive front not wasting any time getting to the quarterback, getting into the backfield. Third down now. Third down and 13, they're going to call it. The Eagles coming out, 2 wideouts once again. Tight ends on both sides. One back, quarterback seems to be in the pistol. Wildcats looking like they're going to rush 4. Flag is thrown, quarterback going to keep it himself. He gets to the outside and he's got space. Makes another man miss, tripped up at about the 30, and that's where they'll mark him down. That'll make this fourth down just a tad bit easier. Let's see what the flag is going to be. The flag will start around the 25-yard line. This Wildcats defense just can't really catch a break with 9:03 left to go. Offsides on the Wildcats, and that'll make that last play pretty much the same result. They were about 1.5 yards short. This time they're going to move it just a little bit closer. They're going to take the yardage and reset here on third down as the clock starts to roll. 8:57 left to go. The Eagles every time they've gotten up the field and got a pretty big chunk of yardage, it was almost instantaneous the way they moved up the field. Let's see if they can make that same magic happen yet again. 2 wideouts, takes a snap. Looking right, he's immediately met by another Wildcat. Guess who? It's number 22, Tyler Greenfield. That's the second hurry of the ball game, and that's going to make it fourth down in a country mile to go for the Eagles, and it looks like it's punting time. The Wildcats doing a great job of keeping consistent defensive pressure, making this Eagle offense pay, and it looks like it resulted in a punt with 8:20 left to go, still counting now. Kicking things away, doing the punting duties for the Eagles will be number 3, Giovanni Castria. The punt's almost blocked, gets it away. Pretty much the best punt you could get. Takes it about the 35, and he's taken down almost immediately. That kick was fielded by number 1, Jalen Webb, the senior. Is going to make sure that the Wildcats have pretty much perfect field position as they get ready for their second drive of this ball game. First down and 10 of Wildcats. Fitter's going to mark it at about the 33-yard line, or let's call it the 32. 8:03 left to go in this first quarter. The Wildcats on their last offensive possession scored on only 2 plays, except they're on the other side of the 50. This time they're already in Eagle territory. Rushing to the line, the Wildcats have one man in the slot. It's like a timeout was called. Let's see if the officials will say here. And yes, it will. It will be a timeout called by Diamond Hill-Jarvis, and we'll take it with them. 7-0, 8:03 left to go. The Wildcats hold the advantage. We'll be back. You're watching Texas High School Football on the Antler Sports Network.
Hello, my name is Tarnisha.
My name's Anthony.
And we own Drip Like Jesus. Drip stands for devote, reach, influence people, just like Jesus did. Each one of our apparel has a scripture on the back that goes with the design. It's our cool way of spreading the gospel and looking fly.
We are located in Stonebriar Mall in Frisco and also online at www.driplikejesus.com. So feel free to go online and shop or come check us out in Frisco. And thank you for helping us spread the gospel.
8:03 left to go in this first quarter of play. Diamond Hill-Jarvis taking their first time out. This first quarter is presented by Circle M Crawfish and Tyler, the official restaurant in the Antler Sports Network. We like to acknowledge that the Antler Sports Network, along with the Kennedale Wildcats tonight, are celebrating and commemorating Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If the network page gets to 250 subscribers before the end of this month, I, the founder, Jared Jones, will team up with Groomie Club at our next broadcast to shave my head live. So be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see me go bald. I know, James, you were bald at one point. I bet you'd like to see me join the bald team at some point.
Oh, man, I've been telling you for years, man, you have to join. So hopefully let's get those subscribers up so we can shave that head.
Pass incomplete. Great job by Jackson Hammonds to get out of the pocket. Pass was intended for Dante Scott, the junior, to sophomore connection. Just couldn't get it to go. That was a great job to get out of pressure. Just couldn't complete the throw with a sidearm throw. Looks like he might have had maybe one more second to set his feet and get a pretty good throw off, an even better throw off. But instead, it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Ball's up the 32-yard line. 7:55 left to go in the first quarter of play. The Wildcats made a couple substitutions. Coming off will be number 58, Riley Henry, as they rush back to the line of this typical Wildcat offense. Getting the Diamond Hill-Jarvis defense to jump, and that's exactly what they want with this special, almost innocent Maybank. Almost like a wing tee, but not necessarily a wing tee. They like to rush to the line, run a lot of misdirection, run a lot of option. We've seen them practice. We've seen the Wildcats practice. They ran a lot of heavy option. They're a very run-heavy team. I feel like we're going to be saying this a lot, that the 5-yard penalty makes it 2nd down and 5 now.
Yeah, with this team, we're going to see a lot of misdirection, trying to keep the defense guessing. And so far, it's worked out pretty good. Let's see if they continue doing it. Let's see if Coach Bass switches it up a little bit.
Pitch to the outside. It's going to be to Lyles. Cameron Lyles still marching up the field. Hit immediately at the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Eagle defense to make sure he got absolutely nothing on that one. And it's going to be 3rd down and 5. We talked about that rush for Diamond Hill-Jarvis. Got him at offsides, but there's that quickness and tenacity that they showed that got them the penalty, resulting in something good for the Eagles. It's going to be 3rd down time as we hit the 7.5-minute mark. Still 7-0 in this first quarter of play. 2 wideouts. The wideouts are Jalen Webb and Dante Scott. The rest of this Wildcat platoon gets to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs. Handoff again. It's going to be to the left this time. He's got a little bit of space along the sideline. Gets outside. Goes to the numbers. He's got the 10, the 5, the goal line. Touchdown to Wildcats. Cameron Lyles. The 27-yard rushing touchdown for the 2nd touchdown of the game on the ground for the Wildcats. And it's 13-0 with 7:09 left to go in this first quarter.
Jared, I just have to ask you, man. 2 touchdowns. They look almost like the same identical play. As the coach of Diamond Hill-Jarvis, what do you do to try to change this up a little bit?
I mean, send the house. I honestly think you can. That's really the best thing you can do in situations like this. We've seen teams like Edison Maybank crowd the line of scrimmage and try to kill you with this rushing attack. The best thing you can do. In this case, you might not be able to stop it, but you can try to contain it. The PAT is up and good. Your score, 7:09 left to go in the first. 14-0. Kennedale holds the advantage. You're watching Texas High School football on the Antler Sports Network. Both teams back on the field as we get ready to kick things back off here at Wildcat Stadium. As the Wildcats get to the quick 14-0 lead with 7:09 left to go. Preparing to do the kicking duties be number 28, Austin Thiele. 2 men back deep for the Eagles to receive this kick. That's a line drive kick, almost end over end. Ball's going to be seen about the 4, and it's muffled. Ball is loose. They're going to be inside the 5 now. This is a great time for the Wildcats to take advantage, and they do. Looks like they might get them into the end zone, but they won't. Right at about the 2-yard line. That's just a heads-up play there for the Eagles. 6:58 left to go, and that puts them in the perfect position if you're this Wildcat defense. You see Coach Barrett just slowly stalking the sidelines. Coach Barrett has been an absolute figurehead. He's top 50 all-time in all-time wins. He has the 3rd most wins all-time in 4A. If you think about that 4A conference over the years and think about the powerhouses that have come in and out of that conference, you have the Gilmers, the Chapel Hills, the Kilgores, the Carthages of the world. To think that the man that we're seeing on the sidelines right now is third all-time in that conference, it's truly something special to see.
I got one word for you, man. Consistency.
Consistency.
He's kept it very consistent. Some people can tell you that those plays, they look pretty much the same over a couple of years. But like they say, if it's not broken, do not try to fix it.
And it seems like this Kennedale defense definitely hasn't broken after giving up a couple of big plays on their last drive on the field. As the run up the middle is going to result in a loss of 1. It's going to be 2nd down and 11. Ball's on the 3 now. At this point, I won't even think about running the football. Just try to get out of your own, get your back from against the wall.
But when you think about the past couple of passes that they've thrown, some of them have came out okay, but some of them have not. The last thing that you want to do is throw an interception right here next to Kennedale's end zone, because they've already shown.
They have speed. They have athleticism.
Yes.
They can turn the field extremely quickly, but this will definitely give them a bit of a boost as Kennedale jumps off sides, and that'll alleviate the pressure a little bit for this Eagles offense. Clock is still rolling now, 6:26 left. Still 14-0, 2nd down and 6. Ball's on the 8-yard line after the penalty. A couple substitutions being made. Re-entering the ball game for the Eagles will be number 1, Ethan Martinez. 2 wideouts now. 2 tight ends, 2 backs. Quarterback in the gun. Man in motion, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, is going to roll out to his left, going to take it himself, and he's got room. At the 20, 2 men to beat. He's still up and going, but Jack initially hit it about the 30-yard line, but gets almost an extra 4 yards. Big plays like that, it's exactly how you get out of situations like these if you're the Eagles, but you have to keep going. You get this momentum, clock still rolling here, 5:50 left to go up this first quarter of play. You got to keep the momentum going, you got to keep the offense going, keep your foot on the gas. You can't slow down, you can't alleviate for what's been working. First down and 10 from the 33. Same formation as the previous play, 2 tight ends, 2 backs. This time the left running back's in motion, looking right, ball tipped, it's intercepted, it's picked off. Posada Utu to the end zone. Touchdown, Kennedale! What a heads-up play! The senior making big things happen with 5:31 left to go in the first quarter, and that's a contender for one of the best plays that we've seen so far here as we've streamed multiple Texas high school football and college games. But that one might take the cake. That was a heck of a play.
I may sound a little biased, man, but I'm voting that number 1. Posa Utu, let's go.
Utu with the almost a basketball, almost like he tried to rebound a shot off the glass as the PAT is up through the uprights and good. Your new score, 5:31 left to go in the first quarter. Wildcats 21, the Eagles nothing. We'll be back after this timeout. You're watching Texas High School Football on the Antler Sports Network.
Need to add some zip to your morning? Need something to get you through a busy work day? Or maybe something refreshing on a hot afternoon? Mudslingers of Tyler can get you a handcrafted drink for any occasion. Mudslinger serves fresh coffee and espresso roasted right here in East Texas by the Collie Dog Coffee Company. They have over 40 flavors you can mix into a custom coffee, soda, refresher, smoothie, or energy drink. They even offer tasty snacks if you need a quick bite. Ditch the big chain overpriced drinks for something locally owned and delicious. Find them on the Loop and Old True Poway by Green Acres Bowl. Follow them on social media for deals and updates. Mudslingers of Tyler, local coffee.
Miraculous play with 5:31 left to go in the first quarter. 21-0. The Wildcats lead it here at home after the Utu interception. Very basketball-esque. We'll be covering the Kennedale Wildcats men's or boys basketball team this season. Go to antlersn.com/schedule to find out when the ASN will be broadcasting a game near you. Line drive kick. It's going to be received, bobbled out about the 1-yard line. Going to try to take it out of the end zone. Can't get his hand on it. Gets out of the end zone, and he's going to be down at about the 2. It almost seems like we're just hitting Control-C, Control-V this entire game. Every touchdown that has been scored, the ball has not gone into the air. I feel like we say this almost every week. The flags from the officials have flown more than the ball has so far this evening. 5:22 left to go in this first quarter of play. Still, the Eagles will take over for their third offensive drive, starting even deeper in their own territory than they were their last offensive drive. Ball is now going to be placed on the 2.
Jared, I have to ask you a question. If you're the coach of Diamond Hill-Jarvis, what do you do differently right now? You're already down 21-0. It's 5 minutes and 22 seconds left in the second quarter. How do you change up and try to make this a game?
It's the little things. Just making sure that you control what you can control. Here's the handoff up the middle now maybe might have gotten a yard. No, they're going to say he barely even got to his own line of scrimmage. That handoff was to number 11, Angel Mijares, the junior running back, going up the middle there. They're going to give him no gain, but did get to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10 to go. 5 minutes and counting left to go in this first quarter of play. James Jones here in the Kelly's Tattoo broadcast booth. This first quarter presented to you by Circle M Crawfish out of Big Sandy. 14 on the play clock, 14:45 left. Snap is bobble, looks like it's getting out of the back of the end zone, and it does. That's going to be a safety, the first safety we have ever seen in the history of the Antler Sports Network. And that score is going to read 23-0 after the safety with 4:40 left to go. This might have been the first safety I've seen at a high school football game in a very long time. And I've watched a lot of football in the past couple of years. The Wildcats seem you can do no wrong so far this evening with 4:40 left to go. They hold the 23-0 lead. Their past few games, as they look to try to march in this pretty difficult district. There's a three-way tie for second place as of this evening. 3 teams sitting at 3-1. One of those teams, including these Kennedale Wildcats. They've lost to Denison and Lake Worth, but one thing to note, the Lake Worth score was not how you would expect the Bullfrogs of Lake Worth to play so far this year. Lake Worth has handled teams pretty easily so far as they march to that unblemished 4-0 record, but can only put up 10 points against this Kennedale defense. And the way we've seen them play tonight, James, I can see how they only were able to muster 10.
Oh, yes, sir. That defense is making sure they're stuffing the runs and blocking those passes that you can just tell in the last play.
We're not even blocking passes. They're just catching them, taking it the other way.
Exactly.
After the safety, ball's going to be kicked off from the 20-yard line. So Wildcats get ready to march back onto the field on offense. Only 2 men deep. Couple adjustments being made at the 15-yard line. Line drive kick taken at about the 38. This is easily returnable. Made a couple men miss, uses blocks upfield, and he's got plenty of blocks upfield. It's a foot race yet again. The 10-5 goal line touchdown. Jalen Webb after the kickoff. We have another HTO touchdown, this time off of a safety kick. The Wildcats have not had any trouble of finding unique ways to score. We've seen the safety. We've seen the pick six. We've seen the run. We just might not see a passing touchdown tonight from the Wildcats, will we?
I must be honest with you. That may be the first time I've seen a kickoff return for a touchdown in high school history.
Webb to hold the PAT snap. To kick. Low snap. Flag is thrown. Line drive kick. Through the uprights and good, barring the penalty. Officials are signaling that it might be offsides against the Eagles, and it is. Penalty is declined, and the PAT is good. Your new score, 4:28 left to go. The Wildcats 30, the Eagles nothing. Back after this timeout, you're watching Texas High School football on the ASN. Reyes back deep for the Eagles to catch this kick. Also, Marciano Rios, the sophomore running back and linebacker, the Ironman athlete, back deep as well for the Eagles. This kickoff is brought to you by East Texas Benefits. Local knowledge you can trust. Go to easttexasbenefits.com to take control of your financial freedom today. Tucker Pine and the great folks over at East Texas Benefits, proud sponsors of the Antler Sports Network. 30-0 your score. 4:28 left to go in this first quarter of play. High kick, end over end, is going to be caught at about the 5-yard line. And here we go. A couple of the Wildcats retreating. It is going to be initially brought down by the Wildcats number 44, Jadius Evans, the senior, making the tackle there as the Eagles will take over inside the 20. There seems to be an injured Eagle on the field at around the 25-yard line. And we'll take a break as the injured Eagle is tended to. You're watching Texas High School football on the ASN.
winning decisions, you need a championship team in your corner. Monument Realty, led by Anthony Hyder, is that championship team. With countless houses sold in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, you're sure to score the right abode for you and your family. If finding the perfect home is in your future's game plan, then Monument Realty and Anthony Hyder are your perfect play call to get the job done. Monument Realty in Frisco, Texas, the official realtor company of the Dallas Cowboys, the Texas Rangers, and the Antler Sports Network.
First quarter still underway, 4:21 left to go in this first quarter after the injured Eagle is tended to. One receiver in the slot, one lone at the top of your screen. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Gain of about nothing. The ball seems to be loose. The Wildcats may have it. A couple of Wildcats roll away from the football, but no official call there. The Eagles have kept it. It's going to be Martinez responsible for the fumble there. It's going to be second down and 11 after the loss of 2. One thing about the Eagles, they may make a mess, but they clean them. They clean their own messes, and they're able to still come back and continue to march up the field with 3:45 left to go in the first quarter of play. 30-0 your score. After the fumble recovered, it's 20. Ball's going to be on the 26-yard line. Same formation, slot receiver. Looks to his left, has a man across the middle, is incomplete. That pass was intended for number 34, David Ornelius. That was a great job, slant route, getting an open space between the hashes, just couldn't haul it in. On the defense there was number 8, Lawrence Hodges, the junior, doing a great job of deflecting the pass and ensuring the Eagles couldn't get anything off of the throw. And it's going to be third down now for the Eagles. 3.5, just a hair over 3.5 minutes left to go, and the clock begins to roll yet again. Ball's on the 26. Slot receiver, this time at the top of your screen. He gets in motion. Looks like they're trying to set up a bubble screen. No, they're going to go downfield. And this is intercepted around the 50 by the Wildcats. Steps out of bounds. Pass was picked off by the Wildcats. Number 3, Dante Scott. Scott has been all over the field as the Wildcats will take back over 1st and 10. And the Eagles give the football away once more. 3:15 left to go. It's still 30-0. Officials are going to mark him out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. Only need to march the length of the football to get across midfield. Want to thank the Kennedale Wildcat Athletics Booster Club for supplying us with popcorn and water, the rest of our refreshments prior to kickoff. And also want to thank East Texas Benefits for sponsoring our countdown to kickoff that will proudly sponsor every pregame show for the rest of this football season. Speaking of football season, go to antlersn.com/schedule to find out when the ASN will be broadcasting a game near you. Our next high school football broadcast is going to be a good one to close out the year between DeSoto and Mansfield. The Wildcats bumbled the snap. Looked like they might have fallen back on it, but an Eagle might have jumped off sides. You see one of those black and red helmets crossing the green. It's pretty easy for the official to see. And the officials, looks like they won't call it offsides against the Eagles. That'll get them across midfield and make this first down a bit easier for the Wildcats as they have the 30-0 advantage with 3:09 left in the first quarter.
There's still plenty of game.
Still plenty of game left. We've seen a lot of miraculous comebacks. Speaking of comebacks, we want to give a shout out to the Steers of Texas College as they take on their first win of the season. You can watch them this Saturday morning. Coverage will begin at 10:30 from Bulldog Stadium in Chapel Hill. It's going to be a handoff up the middle again. He's got space. It's going to be Harold Jones. Jones, 10-5, goal line, touchdown, stumbles, keeps his footing, and he bubbles his way for another HTO touchdown. It's something about the Joneses that always seem to do something relatively successful. I don't know. I guess that last name just means a lot in almost every sport.
Real lucky name. James Jones. James Jones again from the NBA.
Damari Harold Jones on the rush.
Peoples Jones.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Just a lucky name, man.
Hard to keep up with the Joneses, I guess you could say. 36-0 bar in the PAT. The high snap. The kick. High arcing kick through the uprights and good. Penalty against Diamond Hill-Jarvis will be declined. 2:04 left. It's 37-0. Back into this timeout, you're watching Texas High School football on the Antler Sports Network. Back deep for the Eagles, number 11. Angel Mijada is also back deep. Seems to be number 22, Moses Reyes. Doing the kicking duties for the Wildcats will be number 28, once again, Austin Thiele. The Eagles will be taking back over, going from left to right, 2:35 left to go this first quarter. This first quarter brought to you by Circle M Crawfish and Tyler. End over end kick is going to be down about the 5-yard line, and here we go yet again. Mihar has got to take it. Looks like he almost got the football stripped, but he's brought down, holds on to the football at about the 7-yard line. They're going to mark it about around the 8-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will take over 1st and 10. Great job by Mijares to keep that ball secure, because that could have been danger on the kickoff return.
That ball, like it was finna go almost out of bounds. He hit him so hard. But one thing about it, they're covering up for some of their mistakes. Some that they're letting happen, but some of them they just will not let it happen. As you can tell on that play, he held on to that one.
Here come the Eagles as they take back over 1st and 10. The pitchers mark it at the 9-yard line. Clock rolls here. 2 minutes, 21 seconds left to go on this first quarter of play. The Eagles have 2 timeouts after calling one earlier in the first quarter. The Wildcats have all 3 of theirs. 15 on the play clock now. Man in motion. Takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff up the middle again. Med immediately with resistance. And this is going to be a loss. No, they're going to give him forward progress. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. After the carry for the Eagles gets no gain, it's going to be 2nd down.
One thing I can say about this Diamond Hill-Jarvis team, their confidence is very high. They don't care if they lose a yard, 2 yards, 5 yards. They're going back out there with their heads held high, and they're going to try to run it again.
147 and counting, 145 and counting left to go. Jared Jones, James Jones in the Kelly's Tattoo broadcast booth for Texas High School football on the Atlas Sports Network. Be sure to tune in this Saturday for the 29th ranked Arizona Christian Firestorm as they travel to Chapel Hill Bulldog Stadium to take on the Texas College Steelers led by head coach Jarrell Jackson. Here's the keeper. Keeper by Martinez is going to be for about a loss of almost 4 there as we get ready to hit the 1-minute mark here at Wildcat Stadium. Home of Richard Baird and these Kennedale Wildcats. Coach Baird, the 2nd most winningest coach come playoff time amongst active coaches. That is, if you look at this man's resume, it is Hall of Fame material. I expect to see him receiving many acknowledgments and admissions and rings and Lord knows what else, because the man definitely deserves it. 49 seconds left to go. 2 backs, 1 lone receiver on either side. Takes a snap. Pump fakes. Got to try to get out of the end zone here. Makes a throw, and he's tipped. It's going to be tipped. No, it's going to be a pass interference called. That pass was intended for the Eagles' number 15, Aldaba. Aldaba got hit almost right before he could even make a dive at the ball. Looks like he had to jump to even get to the football and possibly make the catch with 37 seconds left. That flag was thrown at around the 12-yard line. Pass interference called against the Wildcats. And that's going to be a heck of a break there for the Eagles with 37 seconds left. That'll move the chains. They're going to put them at around the 21-yard line. 1st down and 10. Completely almost negating that first mistake they made with them getting put back so deep after the kickoff. Jarvis getting their breaks where they can get them, see if they can march up the field. They've had spurts of excellence on the offensive end. Let's see if they can continue to make that happen. Quarterback in the pistol, hand off to the fullback. No, it's a fake. He's going to run to his left. Immediately by resistance, gets the ball out. This might be a fumble. No, it's going to be picked off by the Eagles. So either way, the Eagles will get it back, and that looks like it's going to be a gain of 2. The Eagles continue to make plays that would make a coach cringe, but get positive yards out of it.
Yeah, coach can be upset about that, but hey, you can't be too upset. We're still covering that ball, and they're still getting it back. And even on that one, like you said, they got 2 or 3 yards off of it.
So it's positive yardage.
You can't be too upset, man.
It's positive yardage. 2nd down and 8 to go. And that'll conclude our first quarter of play. The Wildcats 37, the Eagles nothing. Back into this timeout. You're watching Texas High School football on the Antler Sports Network.
Hello to all my entrepreneurs and business owners. I am the Carlos Leguizamo, CEO and owner of Order Digital. We are a creative service agency that focuses on multimedia, marketing, and branding for your business or brand. We have shifts running 24/7 to suit your schedule and work with all budgets to bring your ideas to reality and raise them to the golden standard in your industry. Look for us on Google and all social media platforms. Also, hablamos español. Thank you and God bless.
First 12 on the clock, second quarter of play. The teams are back onto the field. Second down after the completion. It's going to be Martinez. Makes a throw, and he is popped at about the 20-yard line. That was a heck of a hit. Almost looked like they might have gotten something out of that. Pass was intended for number 84, Daniel Paz, excuse me. And I'm surprised he's even able to come off the field. That was a heck of a lick he took.
Man, that was a college type hit, man.
That was, I feel like in college that'd be a targeting call.
Definitely.
Let's be honest. It's the way that we've seen some college officials call targeting, that would have definitely been targeting. But it was a clean hit the officials call. It's going to be third down and 8 to go on the 14-yard line. As we reverse fields, we get ready for the second quarter of play. This second quarter brought to you by Kelly's Tattoo and Tyler. At the end of this quarter, we'll have our Moody Agency Allstate halftime show presented by Allstate. Are you want to get hands? Another big-time hit taken. This pass, this time intended for number 15, Angel Aldaba. And it's going to be punting time for the Eagles.
We've heard that name a lot tonight.
Aldaba's all over the field for this Eagle team. It's good to have a Swiss Army knife that can pretty much do everything on the field.
It kind of reminds me of like a Taysom Hill that plays for the Saints. Does a little bit of everything. Plays a little defense, plays a little offense.
Most importantly, plays them consistently.
Definitely. I can't name a time where I've seen him not on the field.
Webb back deep. Flag is thrown. We've seen Webb take kicks the distance so far. Kick goes straight up. They receive the ball at about the 20-yard line. Penalty might be against the Wildcats. The far shot official pointing towards the Wildcats, but it seemed like it was just a bang-bang play. Why would you try to pick up the ball? Just let the ball roll. Get as many yards as you can.
That ball had plenty of room. If he would have let it bounce, it would have went probably to the 35 to the 40.
You could look at the spin of the ball and tell that it had some speed on it. It might not have had the initial distance, but it had plenty of height. The bounce that it could have took might have been detrimental for the Wildcats as we get ready for the call. The call is against the Wildcats. So that'll make things a little bit better, but the Eagles will intend to punt. Still are going to punt this football away. This time just a little bit closer. Ball is going to be on the 19. High snap. Almost got it blocked again, but gets the kickoff. Lets it bounce. Goes at about the 35-yard line. Officials mark it at the 34, and that's where the Wildcats will take back over. Wildcats have scored every time they touch the football with 11-17 left to go in this second quarter of play. But I'm not the biggest gambling man in the world. I like a little bit of daily fantasy here and there. But if I were to put my money on this game, I'd say that the Wildcats just might score again. 11-17 left to go. 37-0 your score. Ball's going to be on the 29-yard line after the kick. The Wildcats rushing back to the line. One receiver in the slot. It's going to be a bubble screen to the right. Pass incomplete. No, it's a fumble. They're going to call it. He had control. Received by Scott. Scott's going to go back around. This looks like something you see in Madden. Turns the corner. Looks like he might have some space. Throws a man off, but he's brought out about the 40. That's going to be a loss of about 6 yards there. At first, I thought they were going to call it incomplete, but he had control. Let the ball go. Scott trying to make something happen. But instead, the Eagles capitalize on the misfortune of the Wildcats. Going to be second out for the 40-yard line now. Clock rolling, 10:40 left to go in this second quarter of play. Second down is 16 to go, 28 showing on the play clock. Two receivers. The receivers are going to be Webb and Scott this go around. Let's see if they have anybody on the slot. No, they crowd the line once again. Under center. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle, but he's tripped right at the line of scrimmage. That handoff to Harold Jones. He's going to get almost nowhere. Gain of 1, and it's going to be third down and 15. The Eagles seem to be locking down on defense. Maybe they're getting used to this rushing attack for the Wildcats. Let's see if they continue to build this defensive momentum.
This defense is definitely looking a whole lot different from that first quarter. They're locking in, capitalizing on their mistakes, and making some tackles, some behind the line, something that we haven't got to see a whole lot of tonight.
You can see this defensive front. It seems like they're sending everybody in Fort Worth, Texas to try to stop this rushing attack. It's going to be a misdirection. He's got space. Gets to the outside, got a block up field at the 20, the 10, 5, goal line. HTO touchdown for the Wildcats. That carry with a 39-yard touchdown for number 25, Jeremiah Clee, as he cleanly moves up the field and gets in the end zone for the easy 6. And the Wildcats increase their lead. Bark the PAT, your score now 43-0. 9:44 left to go in this first half of play.
If I'm not mistaken, it was like one of those plays that they were practicing when we seen them practicing a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, in our coach's corner during the East Benefits countdown to kickoff, you see them practicing the misdirection, see them practicing the option. And as they always say, practice makes perfect. PAT is through the uprights and good. Your new score, 9:44 left to go. The second quarter, Wildcats 44, the Eagles nothing. We'll be back after this timeout. You're watching Texas High School football on the ASN.
To make winning decisions, you need a championship team in your corner. Monument Realty, led by Anthony Hyder, is that championship team. With countless houses sold in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, you're sure to score the right abode for you and your family. If finding the perfect home is in your future's game plan, then Monument Realty and Anthony Hyder are your perfect play call to get the job done. Monument Realty in Frisco, Texas, the official realtor company of the Dallas Cowboys, the Texas Rangers, and the Antler Sports Network.
Back ready to kick things off. 9:44 left to go in the second quarter of play. The Wildcats 44, the Eagles nothing. Kicking things back off will be Feely for the Wildcats. Mihada is once again back deep for Diamond Hill-Jarvis. This kickoff presented by Casey Muse and Avenue Speak. Ready to tee things off. Going to be kicking off from the left hash here. Here's the kick, line drive kick. Going to be received at about the 10-yard line. It's going to be bobbled at about the 10, but makes sure he collects the ball. Going to be taken out about almost the 25-yard line. And that's around where the Eagles will take over. First down and 10. Aiden Houston responsible for pushing Mijares out of bounds. The officials are going to mark him out around the 23-yard line as he steps out. First down to 10. And the Eagles, no matter what the scoreboard says, and every time we have games like this, there's always something you could point out. One thing I can easily point out, I'm sure you can agree with me as well. Every time they make a mistake, they come back and fix it, or they find a way to make a positive out of it, whether that's getting extra yardage, recovering fumbles, getting big plays, getting quick sparks of offense to move the ball up the field.
And see, that's one thing you have to do to keep the game from getting too much out of hand. This game is 44-0, no doubt. But you can see they're keeping their heads high, and they're going out there and they're trying it every single time to try to make a play out of it.
Two wideouts, got a man rolling in motion. Martinez moving along the pocket. He's going to be brought down about the 20-yard line. Fantastic job yet again by this Kennedale defensive front to get behind the line of scrimmage. Isaiah Morris, the junior defensive end, getting to the quarterback there. It's going to be second down and about Mansfield to go here with 9:07 and counting left to go on this first half of play. Be sure to keep it here for our halftime coverage and the Moody Agency All-State halftime report. All-State, are you in good hands? Second down and 14 to go. Ball's on the 19, play clock showing 19. The Eagles, two out wide. Quarterback in the pistol here. Two backs, one fullback, one halfback. It's going to be a handoff to the fullback this time. He's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage yet again, this time for a loss of around 3. And it's going to be third down and about 17 left to go. That carry for number 22, Moses Reyes. One thing about this Eagle offense, they have multiple running backs. They frequently substitute in almost every position. This time the ball is going to be on the far left hash here. After the drop behind the line of scrimmage, is going to be third and 15 from the 18, 10, excuse me, left to go in this first half. Man on the slot at the top of your screen. One lone receiver at the bottom of your screen. Quarterback in the gun. Takes the snap. Looking right. Scott pressure. Needs to get the ball away. And he is brought down. They're going to get him right before they gets into the end zone, however. And guess who? Leading the defensive charge. Posa Utu. I feel like we're going to be saying his name the rest of this ball game as he gets the sack. 7:45 left to go. 4th and 15. No, excuse me, not 4th and 15. It's going to be 4th and a country mile. 4th and 25. As the Eagles look to punt things away yet again. This game has pretty much been, it's almost like you've recorded the first 7 minutes and just run it on repeat, almost tit for tat for both of these teams on both sides of the football as the clock ticks away. 7:20 now left to go. High snap, corrals it, kicks it away. High arcing kick, received at about the 35. It's going to be Webb yet again. Webb taking his time, spins, makes a man miss, and he's still got blockers upfield. Trucks another man, almost gets dragged out of bounds. No, they're going to keep him inbounds. He's still going up the field, gains about 2 extra yards after getting hit by a swarm of Eagles. And they're going to knock him out at about the 10, almost the 9-yard line. And that's where the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10. Almost 1st and goal. They're going to say he's out at about the 11-yard line as the Wildcats look to knock on the door yet again. Just under 7 minutes left to go in this first quarter of play. The second quarter presented by Kelly's Tattoos and Tyler. Also want to thank Hoopstar Academy, Kelly's Tattoos, Scouting Report, the Tyler Rose Driving Center, the Drip Like Jesus Apparel Line, Thompson Tire and Services, Casey Muse at Avenue Speak, and Natural Stone Plant Company for continuously supporting the Antler Sports Network. It's a handoff to Jones. Jones cuts up the middle. It's going to be a flag thrown. Barrels into the end zone. They're going to mark him just short at around the 3-yard line. That flag was launched by the far side official at about the 6-yard line. We'll see what they have there. It's going to be a legal block at the back by the Wildcats, and that'll push them back. I think second down. No, they're going to call it first down here. Wildcats, I want to say that's their second or third penalty of this ball game. As halftime looms, I want to tell you to keep it here for the Allstate Moody Agency halftime report presented by Allstate. Are you in good hands? We'll have some stats. We'll give you our thoughts. We had a conversation with head coach Richard Barrett prior to this ball game before things kicked off. All that and more during your halftime coverage. Handoff up the middle. Ball is loose. Looks like the Wildcats might have gotten it back. Crisis averted if they do maintain possession, and they will. That's going to be a gain of around 6 after the carry. And the fumble recovery is going to be second down, and let's call it 8 to go.
Those are the type of mistakes you cannot continue to make. Those type of mistakes. When you run that ball, you have to make sure you hold on to it. We've seen Diamond Hill-Jarvis. They held on pretty good, but Kennedale's making a couple mistakes.
This Wildcats offense averaging 29 points per game and averaging a plus 16-point differential. As they're met immediately behind the line of scrimmage, the misdirection. Only thing they're doing is missing the open gaps. It's going to be a loss of 2, third down. Third down, and let's call it about 9 or almost 8 to go. Ball's going to be on the 9-yard line, as the Wildcats seem to be stagnant deep within Eagle territory. 5:40, clock still rolling. 25 showing on the play clock. 3rd and 8, ball on the 9. Going to be the handoff yet again up the middle. They're going to get it in this time. Touchdown, Wildcats. The Wildcats were knocking on the door this entire possession, and they finally came through. Cameron Lyles, the senior, doing the honors for the Wildcats, expanding this Kennedale lead as we hit the 50-point mark, barring the PAT. The Eagles stood firm for almost as long as they could. 5:28 left to go as we await the PAT as they look to increase this lead. The snap, the hold, the kick is up through the uprights and good. Your new score, 5:28 left to go in the second, 51-0. The Wildcats increase their lead. Back after this timeout, you're watching Texas High School Football and Antler Sports Network.
The rules of the road must be taught the proper way to ensure the highways and byways of the great state of Texas are safe for generations to come. If you're a teen or young adult looking to gain a license or just looking to refine your knowledge and skills, Tyler Rose Driving Center is the gold standard to getting the best behind the wheel results no matter your age or experience. Schedule classes over the phone at 903-535-7777. Tyler Rose Driving Center, located in the Green Acre Shopping Center next to Little Caesars, committed to safety, satisfaction, and service with a smile.
Mijares and Reyes back deep for the Eagles to receive the kickoff. Doing the kicking honors for the Wildcats, number 28, Austin Thiele. Thiele's had plenty of kicks so far this game, I guess you could say. I feel like we've seen the kicker almost as much as we've seen anybody else this evening from Wildcat Stadium.
He's going to have to ice his foot this game. He's kicked that ball at least 10 times tonight.
He's icy hot. Maybe a little Tiger Bomb. Tiger Bomb, that's old school. Kickoff is up and away from the left hash. Corral out about the 7. Going to take it out of bounds at almost the 20-yard line. And that's where the Eagles will take back over. 1st and 10. Be sure to go online to antlersn.com/news to keep up with all Antler Sports Network happenings. Find out the most intriguing sports stories across this great state of Texas. We also like to thank our sponsors and affiliates for keeping the Antler Sports Network going. And most importantly, we'd like to thank you watching wherever you may be, whether that be on TV, mobile device, your computer, our YouTube page and Facebook page. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember, at 250 subscribers, I will shave my head bald live before our next broadcast.
Let's
5:18.
get those subscribers up.
Let's get them up, guys. You heard the man. 5:18 left to go. Snap is bobbled. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage is Martinez by the Wildcats, number 40, DJ Bargine. He's going to be brought down well behind the line. 2nd down and a country mile yet again to go as we hit the 5-minute mark in the second quarter of play. 30 seconds showing on the play clock. We see both bands standing on their corresponding sidelines. I got a chance to listen to the Kennedale Wildcat Band prior to kickoff here. Pretty good sounds. We might let you guys get a quick listen in to the band as our halftime festivities near, as the quarterback Martinez yet again has dropped well behind the line of scrimmage, brought down in the end zone, but the officials are going to mark him down at the 7-yard line. It's going to be third down and long. They're going to call it right at, let's call it the 7-yard line. 4 minutes and 24 seconds and counting left to go. 51-0 still your score. Wildcats 3 timeouts. The Eagles have 2. Let's see what they do with it as the clock continues to tick down. Eagles break their huddle. 2 receivers wide, 1 to either side, 1 at the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom. Quarterback in the pistol, back to his right. Fullback, a couple of yards behind him. Back of his heels in the end zone. Martinez got to take it himself. Runs, tries to find some blocks. Tries to skedaddle out of the pocket, but just can't get enough room, can't get enough space. And Eagles will face 4th down. Martinez still trying to make something happen. You can't really blame the kid. You have the size and the speed that this Kennedale defensive front has. They're rushing 4 or 5 at a time, sometimes sending all of Kennedale City's population. You just got to get out of the pocket, make something happen.
Yeah, he's kind of going with the Michael Vick style, trying to come out the pocket and try to run it down the field. Some of those plays he's had a little bit of luck, some he hasn't, but hey, he keeps trying it. You never know how far you're going to go until you try.
We've seen Martinez show a bit of shiftiness, getting out of the pocket, getting big chunks of yardage in that latter half of the first quarter. But the Eagles are going to be forced to punt this go-around. They're going to be kicking from the 7-yard line. The kicker well deep in his own end zone, back against the wall. Gets the kickoff just before it's blocked, and there's a high-arcing kick. Pretty good kick. It's going to be received at about the 40-yard line by Webb. Webb dancing. Goes across the numbers. Flag thrown, and he's brought down. That flag is going to sail almost at about the 45-yard line, the 35-yard line, excuse me, as the officials mark the play dead. 3 minutes sharp left to go in this second quarter. After the penalty, they'll push the Wildcats back just a bit, help out the Eagles a tad bit as they try to contain this Wildcat defense. They had some spurts of beautiful defense, red zone defense specifically, especially against this Kennedale team that we know likes to run the ball. The fact they were able to halt them and even make them lose yardage for about 3 or 4 plays straight before Kennedale eventually broke the pylon. It's pretty good to see. Let's see if they can continue some of that momentum and grow upon it. Split receivers at the top of your screen, handoff, mixed direction, back up the middle of the field, and it's going to be brought down after gaining absolutely nothing. That handoff to Austin Thiele. Thiele, I guess he said, I'm sick of kicking. Let's see if we can get some on the ground. The Eagles saying absolutely nothing, good sir. No gain there. It's going to be second down and 10. Hauls it about the 43-yard line with 2:43 left to go in the second quarter of play. The Wildcats still have 3 timeouts. They're in Eagle territory. Let's see how head coach Richard Barrett decides to play this thing as they get ready for the good old-fashioned 2-minute drill as we hit the 2.5-minute mark. 24 seconds showing on the play clock. Vincent instructing the clock to run. Looks like it might be a malfunction there with the play clock here at Wildcat Stadium. I'm sure they'll get it together. Handoff yet again up the middle. This time it's going to be for Reggie Matz getting his first carry of the ball game. He is going to gain around 6. That's the biggest offensive play of this possession. Still cut short. Shout out to Frank Costanza. It's just short. Third down. They're going to call it about 5 to go. Ball's on the 38-yard line as we get inside the 2-minute mark. The Wildcats got to make something happen here. 30 seconds on the play clock and counting. The quarterback, Jackson Hammonds, looking at the sideline to get the call. Head coach Richard Barrett, as he stands tall with his black pants, his pink out shirt, and the traditional green Kennedale hat. That's going back onto the field. It's Corey McRoder. Most likely has a couple of audibles. Barrett might have seen something that this offense might not. He's going to go back wide. He's going to be a receiver at the bottom of your screen. Caleb Blades at the top of your screen. That might be name of the night. Eagles get the jump. It's not going to be a free play here. Ball is whistled dead. There's going to be a false start called against the Wildcats. They're the big-time break there for the Eagles. It's going to be third down, and pretty much third down and 10. It's almost like that run from Maps didn't happen. Maps has that run negated, completely wiped away. 3rd down and 10 this time. Clock still rolling as we get ready to hit the 1:15 mark in the second quarter of play. The Wildcats got to get a move on. McRoder coming back from the sidelines, going to move back to the bottom of your screen. That's a lone receiver there. Back at the top of your screen, the lone receiver is Caleb Blaze, the senior. 2 backs, 2 tight ends. Here's a handoff from Habins. Misdirection is going to be to Matz, as Matz is brought down behind the line, and it's going to be 4th down. This time in Hill-Jarvis, Eagle team showing that, okay, you're going to run the ball, we're going to adjust.
They're definitely showing a good adjustment here. In that first quarter, looks like Kennedale could do no wrong on the ground. But it seems like Diamond Hill-Jarvis has different plans for him in this second quarter.
There goes Jonathan Cruz in his defensive front, showing some resistance as we hit the 42nd mark, Kennedale trying to get something going. 19 seconds to counting, showing on the play clock. Same formation. Blaze and McRoder, the lone receivers. 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, quarterback under center. It's going to be a pitch to the kicker this time. He gets absolutely only 2 yards on that one. It's going to be a turnover on downs as the clock stops. 22 seconds left to go. This is the first turnover we see from Kennedale. Great job by this Eagle defense to hold firm. 22 seconds left. That's enough time to take a couple shots downfield, and you have 2 timeouts. Take a couple shots downfield, try to get in the end zone.
It's just too bad there's only 22 seconds left in this second quarter, and we're going to go into halftime. That momentum on Diamond Hill-Jarvis' defense, they're going to run out of it. But let's see if they can hold it up once they get down to the 3rd quarter and the 4th.
And it's always good to go into the locker room with something positive.
Definitely.
You can't go wrong going into the locker room with an extra arrow in your quiver. A little bit, extra feather in your cap, as the old heads would say. 1st down and 10 for the Eagles. Most likely going to be the final possession of this first half of play. 22 seconds left to go. 1 receiver lone at the top of your screen, 1 lone at the bottom of your screen. 2 tight ends formation here, 1 back to the right. Snap is bobbled, gets it back. Falling on it will be number 11, Angel Mijares, moving back from his traditional kick return receiver position to go under center. Be the center caller for the Eagles, and that's 10 seconds left, and it looks like they might just let this clock run out. Yeah, it looks like this seems to be exactly what they're going to do, as that might be the final play, and it will be the final play of this first half. As you can hear the Wildcat fans here happy about their Wildcat team. 51-0, Kennedale ahead as we hit the half. We're going to take a short timeout. James and I will talk about the half and what we saw from both of these teams. After this timeout, we're getting you ready for the second half of play on the Allstate Moody Agency Halftime Report, presented by Allstate. Are you in good hands?
car is one of the most important purchases you'll ever make. It's how you drive to work, how you take the kids to school, and how you get to some of life's biggest moments. Why not treat your car as such? Visit Thompson Tire and Services in Tyler on 3021 South Bonner Avenue. Joe Thompson and his team of professionals bring decades of under-the-hood experience to ensure that your car runs at its best. Any make, any model, Thompson Tire and Services is the only place to get the best service for your car in the entire East Texas area. Thompson Tire and Services in Tyler, proud sponsor of the Antler Sports Network. Did you know you had a Texas State bucket list must-see right in the heart of East Texas? It's Circle M Crawfish in Big Sandy, Texas. Circle M is more than just crawfish. It's home to the best deep-fried catfish in town. There's something for everybody to enjoy, including chicken fried steak, burgers, and ready-for-game-day wings. Circle M has everything you need to have a good time with the whole family, with a gated playground to keep kiddos entertained. Circle M Crawfish on State Highway 155 in Big Sandy, Texas, home of Circle M Rivalry Week. The rules of the road must be taught the proper way to ensure the highways and byways of the great state of Texas are safe for generations to come. If you're a teen or young adult looking to gain a license or just looking to refine your knowledge and skills, Tyler Rose Driving Center is the gold standard to getting the best behind the wheel results no matter your age or experience. Schedule classes over the phone at 903-535-7777. Tyler Rose Driving Center, located in the Green Acre Shopping Center next to Little Caesars, committed to safety, satisfaction, and service with a smile. To make winning decisions, you need a championship team in your corner. Monument Realty, led by Anthony Hyder, is that championship team. With countless houses sold in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, you're sure to score the right abode for you and your family. If finding the perfect home is in your future's game plan, then Monument Realty and Anthony Hyder are your perfect play call to get the job done. Monument Realty in Frisco, Texas, the official realtor company of the Dallas Cowboys, the Texas Rangers, and the Antlers Sports Network.
Welcome into the All-State Moody Agency halftime report as we get you ready for the second half of the Diamond Hill-Jarvis Eagles hitting the highway to Wildcat Stadium to take on the Kennedale Wildcats. Want to give a big, huge thank you to the very own Tom Smith from the Dallas Morning News for giving us our halftime statistics. Always great to work with one of the most prestigious news organizations, not just in the state, but in the country, especially to be used on the Antlers Sports Network. The stats go as follows. First down count, Eagles 3, the Kennedale Wildcats 5 total yards. The Wildcats have garnered 196 yards total. The Eagles only be able to muster negative 29, 202 yards on the ground for the Kennedale Wildcats. 6 penalties for 45 yards for the Wildcats. Only 4 penalties for 20 yards for the Eagles. The Eagles having 2 more turnovers, only holding 2, with the Kennedale Wildcats only holding 0. 2 fumbles for both teams, 2 interceptions thrown for the Wildcats. Leading the way, and it is a pretty good front runner so far for our Thompson Tire and Services player of the game. Really could say the entire rushing attack for this Kennedale team, but we're going to give a big microscope for the rest of this ball game to Kennedale running back Cameron Lyles. 4 rushes for 104 yards, averaging 26 yards per attempt, and 3 touchdowns. A quick contender for our Thompson Tire and Services player of the game. When we come back, you'll listen in to our conversation before kickoff with Wildcat head coach Richard Barrett. We'll continue to get you ready for the second half of play. You're tuned in to the All-State Moody Agency halftime report brought to you by Allstate. Are you in good hands?
Those fries you've been craving. I'm hot, and I'm steamy, and oh man, do I smell delicious. I'm calling your name. Oh, Doug. Doug.
And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, paying for these repairs may be tough to swallow.
Get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem for a whole lot less.
You work hard to protect the things you love, your car, your home, and your financial future. East Texas Benefits will work just as hard to ensure your protection during these trying times. Our experts are trained to find the best policies tailored to any budget, but at the best insurance agency in Tyler by the people who make us who we are. Book a free consultation today at easttexasbenefits.com. East Texas Benefits, local knowledge you can trust. A Better Business Bureau A+ accredited business. A car is one of the most important purchases you'll ever make. It's how you drive to work, how you take the kids to school, and how you get to some of life's biggest moments. Why not treat your car as such? Visit Thompson Tire and Services in Tyler on 3021 South Bonner Avenue. Joe Thompson and his team of professionals bring decades of under-the-hood experience to ensure that your car runs at its best. Any make, any model, Thompson Tire and Services is the only place to get the best service for your car in the entire East Texas area. Thompson Tire and Services in Tyler, proud sponsor of the Antlers Sports Network. The rules of the road must be taught the proper way to ensure the highways and byways of the great state of Texas are safe for generations to come. If you're a teen or young adult looking to gain a license or just looking to refine your knowledge and skills, Tyler Rose Driving Center is the gold standard to getting the best behind the wheel results no matter your age or experience. Schedule classes over the phone at 903-535-7777. Tyler Rose Driving Center, located in the Green Acre Shopping Center next to Little Caesars, committed to safety, satisfaction, and service with a smile. Golf utilizes true golf simulators to cater to the avid golfer and those new to the sport. The True Golf technology offering advanced analytics. Feeling hungry? Try the Knockout Pizza, Parmesan Crusted Pretzel Bites, or the T-Box Tacos. Bring your own clubs for parties, corporate events, fundraisers, league play, and more. Take the green on 97 prestigious courses. Learn the game of golf from PGA Tour champion and Hallsville native Roy Pace. Enjoy a day out with friends and family with hourly passes and memberships available. Nippet Golf Longview, 414 West Loop 281.
Welcome to Allstate, where anyone who bundles their home and auto insurance saves. Isn't that right, Phil?
Sorry, I'm a little busy.
What in the world are you doing?
I'm in the metaverse, bundling my home and auto insurance.
Why don't you just do that in the real world?
Because now I can bundle in space. Watch this.
I still don't get it. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
Back here, the Moody Agency halftime report brought to you by the Moody Agency and Allstate. Are you in good hands? Back here in the Kelly's Tattoo broadcast booth to get you ready for the second half of play. The Wildcats reeling ahead of the Diamond Hill-Jarvis Eagles. Current score 51-0 as the Eagle Band plays for the fans halftime entertainment here at Wildcat Stadium. Here with us in the Kelly's Tattoo broadcast booth, a man that we will see come basketball season. I know you're ready to hit the hardwood as much as I am. Head basketball coach of the Kennedale Eagles. It's great to have you on and talk to you pretty early on. Probably not in your main domain, but the season's coming closer. I know you're probably a lot more excited than I am. Kind of tell us about this Wildcat team and what the fans can expect from you guys.
Well, we're returning a lot of guys this year. We expect a lot this year. We're returning most of our guards, most of our scoring, and we're going to increase our size. We have some big kids that have moved up from JV. We expect to be a really good year. We've been building for this since spring. The kids have been working hard, and we think we could be really good.
I know every time district realignment comes around, and we joked about this beforehand, alignment can either make or break your season. You lost a boogeyman in your district, and of course, what some people pick are the state champions and the Faith Family Eagles. They're not in your district anymore. How does it feel to be able to go into a season and say, okay, we feel like we can run the table in district and maybe even go undefeated? Because I watched that team earlier on in a practice today. That's a pretty darn good team. You got the chemistry going. I like what I see. I can say that from a broadcaster's perspective. But do you like what you see from a coach perspective?
I do. I mean, there's a lot of potential there. There's a lot of work that has to get done. And the key for us is trying to stay focused day to day, making sure that we're getting better every day, and try not to look too far ahead. That's what we tell the kids. Of course, as a coach, we have to prepare for everything. And we are in a different district. The district I would say overall is harder, because there's more quality teams from top to bottom. Now, the district we were in, obviously, you can't get any better than Faith Family.
Right.
And we're hoping going against them is going to prepare us to play well against others. Playing the best only makes you better. And I think our kids handled that when we did play them. And you're playing guys that, one of which might be in the NBA someday. And we always tell them, if we can compete against them, compete. Not saying we were going to win, but you can go out there and fight hard. You can fight hard against anybody. So we're hoping that experience will help us go forward in the district we're in. It's still a tough district. Life Waxahachie, very talented, a great coach there. They play really, really hard. Alvarado's returning a lot of players. So we're hoping that the experience of playing Faith Family is going to help us prepare against those good teams. But one thing we're going to have to do is we got to play every night. And the district we were in had the best in the state, but also had some teams that weren't very good. So I think this is going to keep us focused and hopefully keep us sharp for the playoffs.
The old saying goes, iron sharpens iron. Coach, any closing thoughts?
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. I hope a lot of people come out. I look forward to you guys being in our gym, and hopefully we put on a good performance. And hey, let's go Wildcats.
Looking forward to broadcasting your team, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you.
Once again, here on the Allstate Moody Agency Halftime Report, we got a whole lot more left to go. Jared Jones, James Jones here with you in the Kelly's Tattoo broadcast booth. More on this after the break. You're watching Texas High School Football on the Antler Sports Network.
Welcome to Allstate, where anyone who bundles their home and auto insurance saves. Isn't that right, Phil?
Sorry, I'm a little busy.
What in the world are you doing?
I'm in the metaverse, bundling my home and auto insurance.
Why don't you just do that in the real world?
Because now I can bundle in space. Watch this.
I still don't get it. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
To make winning decisions, you need a championship team in your corner. Monument Realty, led by Anthony Hyder, is that championship team. With countless houses sold in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, you're sure to score the right abode for you and your family. If finding the perfect home is in your future's game plan, then Monument Realty and Anthony Hyder are your perfect play call to get the job done. Monument Realty in Frisco, Texas, the official realtor company of the Dallas Cowboys, the Texas Rangers, and the Antler Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Allstate Moody Agency Halftime Report, brought to you by Allstate. Are you in good hands? Back here at the Kelly's Tattoo broadcast booth as the Wildcats hold a 51-0 lead as the Wildcat Band entertains the crowd here at Wildcat Stadium for their halftime entertainment. Jared Jones, James Jones here back with you. James, let's start with the Eagles. You're down pretty big at the half, but as we said throughout this ball game, so a lot of good. What did you enjoy watching the Eagles do so far on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball?
Man, that confidence. On offense, it doesn't matter if they lose 10 yards on the play, 5 yards on the play, they're going right back out that next play and showing that they have heart. As far as defense, like I told you in that second quarter, those guys, they turned up the pressure. They sent the whole team through the middle, and I do mean the whole team. And they kind of put some pressure on the Wildcats. What I would like to see them do in this second half, keep your head up.
Keep playing. There's still plenty of football left to be played. And sometimes like this, I've heard multiple coaches say this in almost every sport. Just put a blanket over the scoreboard, go out there and play ball. That's all you really can do. Now let's look at the other side of the spectrum here. Of course, the Wildcats are up big. Head coach Richard Barrett, as we know, he may seem calm and collected, but we know he demands a lot of his team, a lot of his guys, a lot of his coaching staff. What do you think Coach Barrett is talking about in the locker room?
Capitalizing on those mistakes that's being made. We've seen the Wildcats have a couple of fumbles in that first half. They have to fix that. Right now, the score is only 51-0 with those mistakes. If they would have cleaned that up, man, it could have been 60-70-0 right about now. So I think right now Coach Barrett's telling them, hey, capitalize on those mistakes. Let's try to fix that. Some of these balls that we're missing, let's go out there and get them. Hill-Jarvis had about 4 or 5 fumbles, I must say, in that first half.
It was actually 2. Believe it or not, 2.
It seemed like it was a couple more, but every single time Jarvis picked that ball back up. So the Wildcats, they have to go out there and capitalize on those mistakes being made by Diamond Hill.
We had the pleasure of talking to Coach Barrett prior to this ball game. Let's see what he had to say. Welcome into the Allstate Moody Agency Halftime Report. As the Wildcats and the Eagles are in the locker room making adjustments, we're here with Coach Barrett, head man of the Wildcats. Coach, of course, you're in a pretty hectic district. A 3-way tie last time I checked, just for second place, all announced at 3-1. What would it mean to get a win pretty much in the midst of the season where every win just matters that much more?
You're right, it does. And so winning tonight, especially here at home, with the pink out and all that stands for, it's a critical game for us. We need to win in the worst way.
Now, you're in that kind of a district. What goes into that long haul?
Well, being consistent, I think, more so than anything. we got to be ready to play each and every snap. That sounds like a cliche, but it really isn't. We need to be ready to play every snap and execute and be efficient. And if we do that, I think everything will turn out right for us.
Short week. How was practice for you guys?
Well, this is the second Thursday we've played, and so it's been good. It really has. Our kids have stayed focused. They know the situation and they know how important the game is. So they were all locked in.
So I want to kind of talk about middle school and some of the under-varsity teams, the sub-varsity teams. To see them winning games and collecting wins, does that kind of give you a little bit of extra pep in your step as you come into the locker room before game day?
Well, you always want to see your teams do well at whatever level, junior high, freshman, JV. And our freshmen won a really, really close game last night against a 5A school, Arlington Heights. Won right there in the closing second. So it's encouraging that those kids are competing and playing hard and doing the things we ask, and the future looks bright.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. Go get them.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure to talk with head coach Richard Barrett, head coach and athletic director here at Kennedale High School, home of the Wildcats. As halftime continues here, you're still tuned in to the All-State Moody Agency Halftime Report. We're almost ready for the second half of play. Back after this break, you're watching Texas High School football on the Atlas Sports Network.
The rules of the road must be taught the proper way to ensure the highways and byways of the great state of Texas are safe for generations to come. If you're a teen or young adult looking to gain a license or just looking to refine your knowledge and skills, Tyler Rose Driving Center is the gold standard to getting the best behind the wheel results no matter your age or experience. Schedule classes over the phone at 903-535-7777. Tyler Rose Driving Center, located in the Green Acre Shopping Center next to Little Caesars, committed to safety, satisfaction, and service with a smile.
Welcome to Allstate, where anyone who bundles their home and auto insurance saves. Isn't that right, Phil?
Sorry, I'm a little busy.
What in the world are you doing?
I'm in the metaverse, bundling my home and auto insurance.
Why don't you just do that in the real world?
Because now I can bundle in space. Watch this.
I still don't get it. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
Nippick Golf utilizes true golf simulators to cater to the avid golfer and those new to the sport. With True Golf technology offering advanced analytics. Feeling hungry? Try the Knockout Pizza, Parmesan Crusted Pretzel Bites, or the T-Box Tacos. Bring your own clubs for parties, corporate events, fundraisers, league play, and more. Take the green on 97 prestigious courses. Learn the game of golf from PGA Tour champion and Hallsville native Roy Pace. Enjoy a day out with friends and family with hourly passes and memberships available. Nippick Golf Longview, 414 West Loop 281. Did you know you had a Texas State bucket list must-see right in the heart of East Texas? It's Circle M Crawfish in Big Sandy, Texas. Circle M is more than just crawfish. It's home to the best deep-fried catfish in town. There's something for everybody to enjoy, including chicken fried steak, burgers, and ready-for-game-day wings. Circle M has everything you need to have a good time with the whole family, with a gated playground to keep kiddos entertained. Circle M Crawfish on State Highway 155 in Big Sandy, Texas, home of Circle M Rivalry Week.
Last segment of the Allstate Moody Agency Halftime Report presented by Allstate. Are you in good hands? The clock here at Wildcat Stadium showing 5:45. We'll take one more break after this final discussion as the second half looms. Wildcats up 51-0 against the visiting Diamond Hill-Jarvis Eagles. Jared Jones, James Jones here with you, the brothers in arms, brothers in crime, however you want to call it, in the Kelly Tattoo broadcast booth for this 4A Division I District 6 matchup in the DFW. Be sure to follow the Antler Sports Network across social media on Twitter at Antler_SN, and Instagram at Antler Sports Net, on our Facebook and YouTube by simply searching Antler Sports Network. Be sure to subscribe to the Antler Sports Network YouTube page. We hit 250 by the end of the month. We'll team up with the Gourmet Club to commemorate Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I will shave my head live. And I know you guys probably want to see that, so let's get the subscribers up. Let's make sure this happens. Finally, before we close out the halftime report, James, I usually bring up a food topic at some point of the broadcast. Let's bring this up now. After games, whether that be in any sport, football, basketball, after games like this, you're feeling good on the field. What's that go-to meal that makes you feel good off the field?
I'm going to be honest, man. Taco Casa is my go-to.
Now, not everybody has had the pleasure of having the beauty that is Taco Casa. I would probably go on a limb and say that's the best fast food taco. I know there are a lot of Taco Bell purists out there, number one. But after you seek toilet paper, seek help. But I have to say, Taco Casa is the best fast food taco, to me at least.
I'm going to be honest. I go to Taco Bell about 2 or 3 times a week.
Yes, I know this.
I think I've been about 3 times this week already, and it's only Thursday, and I plan on going again very soon. But when it comes to those tacos and those burritos, man, Taco Casa cannot be beat.
Can't be beat.
Well, since you kind of did a little segment, let me do one for you real quick.
Hey, maybe if it's open, check us out on social media. We might post a Taco Casa check-in. You never know. Someone from Taco Casa is tuning in. Hey, why not sponsor? We would definitely be constant ambassadors of the Taco Casa brand. Let's close things out. Hey, gifts, taco gifts. I wouldn't mind a gift of a taco right about now. We're going to take this final break. When we come back, it's second half football. The Kennedale Wildcats and the Diamond Hill-Jarvis Eagles. This has been the Allstate Moody Agency Halftime Report, brought to you by Allstate. Are you in good hands? You're watching Texas High School Football on the Antler Sports Network.
Hello to all my entrepreneurs and business owners. I am the Carlos Leguizamo, CEO and owner of Order Digital. We are a creative service agency that focuses on multimedia, marketing, and branding for your business or brand. We have shifts running 24/7 to suit your schedule and work with all budgets to bring your ideas to reality and raise them to the golden standard in your industry. Look for us on Google and all social media platforms. Also, hablamos español. Thank you and God bless.
To protect the things you love, your car, your home, and your financial future. East Texas Benefits will work just as hard to ensure your protection during these trying times. Our experts are trained to find the best policies tailored to any budget, but at the best insurance agency in Tyler by the people who make us who we are. Book a free consultation today at EastTexasBenefits.com. East Texas Benefits, local knowledge you can trust. A Better Business Bureau A+ accredited business.
Welcome to Allstate, where anyone who bundles their home and auto insurance saves. Isn't that right, Phil?
Sorry, I'm a little busy.
What in the world are you doing?
I'm in the metaverse, bundling my home and auto insurance.
Why don't you just do that in the real world?
Because now I can bundle in space. Watch this.
I still don't get it. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
I'm those fries you've been craving. I'm hot, and I'm steamy, and oh man, do I smell delicious. I'm calling your name. Oh, Doug. Doug.
And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, paying for these repairs may be tough to swallow.
Get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem for a whole lot less.
I'm the captain of the Pee Wee football team. We may be small, but we are
Mighty!
annoying. And you are so tired from playing defense against us that your focus is about to ride the bench. Go, go, go. Thanks, Mom.
Bye.
Come on, come on. And if you have cut-rate car insurance, then not even a Hail Mary will save you from paying for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
It's second half football time here from Wildcat Stadium in Kennedale, Texas. Wildcats and head coach Richard Baird and the Eagles, led by head coach Jonathan Cruz, come back out of their respective locker rooms. We get ready for the second half of football here in the DFW. Fresh 12 on the clock. Jared Jones, James Jones here in the Kelly Tattoo broadcast booth. Wildcats hold a 51-0 advantage. Here to do the kicking honors once again for the Wildcats as we prepare for the second quarter. It's going to be number 28, Austin Thiele. Thiele got a little bit of action at running back as he kicks things away from the left hash. Ball rolls into the end zone for a touchback. And the Eagles will take over 1st and 10. We talked about what both teams need to do coming out of the break during the Moody Agency All-State halftime report. Let's see if both of those teams implement what we discussed as they come out of the locker room. Eagles will take over to the 25-yard line. Ball rolled into the end zone. The Thiele kick. As the Wildcats have had a relentless pass rush and rushing attack this entire game. Let's see if they continue that or try to call the dogs off with 11:51 and counting left to go. 4 down linemen here. Looking to be showing blitz yet again. And they are. It's going to be an option. It's going to be a quarterback keeper this time in Mijares. And Mijares is hit well behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11 after the quarterback carry went nowhere.
We see this Kennedale defense is coming out pretty vicious. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Some things haven't changed, and the relentlessness of this defense definitely hasn't changed. 11:20 left to go in the third quarter. Here come the Wildcats. The Wildcat defense coming over the ball as the Eagles get set now. 2 tight ends, one back to Mijares' left. Lone receiver at the top and bottom of your screens respectively. Wildcats sending the rush yet again. It's going to be guess who? It's going to be Utu. Forcing Mijares to throw the ball, selling it out of bounds. And I know I say this every time a quarterback does it, and I'm going to keep saying it until I see it at the professional level from college all the way to Pee Wee. Throw the football out of bounds. Why take a sack and a big loss of yardage? Because simply throw the football away and reset your offense. That's the best course of action in a situation like that.
And sometimes that's the best thing for the team to let them know, hey, we made a mistake, but hey, let's reset this. Sometimes when you throw that, that pick or you have that fumble,
or try to force the ball downfield,
you don't have a chance to reset. and you take the momentum away.
Third down and 11. Ball to 24. 10-18 and counting. 2 tight ends set. He's going to be brought down behind the line yet again. That's going to be a loss of around 7 as the football jars loose, but they're still going to mark him down as the Eagles face a 4th down and once again a country mile. They're going to mark him out about the 18-yard line as the punt teams come out for both of these respective ball clubs. The Wildcats entering this game in a 3-way tie for second place in 4A Division I District 6. Lake Worth, the Bullfrogs, sitting at a lone 4-0 atop the district as the playoffs gear closer. Speaking of close playoff races, be sure to tune in for our next high school football broadcast as the DeSoto Eagles host the Mansfield Tigers in the final game of the season. The district with teams like Cedar Hill and Duncanville. Of course, that game is easily going to have playoff implications. High snap, arcing snap. Punter gets the kick away, takes his first bounce at about the 31. It takes a Kennedale bounce across the 30 yet again. They're going to mark it at the 28, and that's where the Wildcats will take back over 1st and 10. Let's see what head coach Richard Baird has for this offense. And their first possession of the second half. Third quarter clock still rolling. 9 minutes, 5 seconds left to go.
What do you expect to see out these Kennedale Wildcats coming out into the second half?
Honestly, just slow things down, tweak the little things. Maybe run some plays that you might have struggled with. I know during the halftime we talked to Coach Richard Baird and said I had a good week of practice, but no practice is perfect. No week of practice is perfect. No game plan or game is perfect. So maybe they try to fine-tune some things on the offensive end. Let's see. Here's the handoff yet again. This time the handoff is going to be to Thiele. Thiele going to gain a solid gain of around 4 or 5. It's going to be second down and medium after the carry goes for a solid game. One thing about this Kennedale rushing attack, got a whole bunch of moving parts. So into the ball game will be Caleb Blaze. To me, probably my favorite name so far on this roster. Blaze going to be the long receiver at the body of the screen. At the top of your screen is going to be Corey McRoder. Quarterback under center. New quarterback under center this time. The new quarterback is Carson Diaz. As the handoff gets to the outside, and he's going to waltz his way to the end zone. Touchdown. Reggie Maps gives the end zone for our first touchdown of the second half of play. There's a flag thrown at about the 10-yard line, so might be calling this one back. We won't tack the points on just yet. So we wait to see what the official call will be. Going to be a holding call against the Wildcats, so bring that run back. No touchdown with 8:01 left to go. Still halting at 51-0. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It appears to be. Official instructs the clock to roll. Second down and 3 after the penalty. Touchdown gets wiped away here. 7:50 left to go. 51-0 your score. Here's Diaz. Diaz the handoff to Thiele. Thiele takes the carry. He's going to cross the first down marker. He's going to cross the line again. He get a fresh set of downs. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Majority of these officials coming out of the Fort Worth chapter. I'd like to give once again another thank you to them for making this game and all the games across this state of Texas landscape go around to the Texas Association of Sporting Officials, especially now as the officials in all sports face a shortage. Glad to see this crew out officiating this game, keeping these kids in check as the handoff only gets about a gain of 1. That carry by Maps. He's trying to get his get back, as the kids say, after that touchdown was wiped away from the holding call. Gain of around 1. It's going to be second down and 9. That ball is going to be placed at the 13-yard line. Our officials for today: Ernest King, the referee; Garen Morris, the umpire; head line judge Clarence Lyons Sr., the line judge Tim Duggan, the back judge Gary Morris. Substitutions being made once again. Caleb Blaze getting the call from head coach Baird from the sideline. Blaze and McRoder, the lone receivers once again. The Diaz handoff to Thiele. Thiele's going to be met resistance immediately after getting the handoff. And once again, he's only going to gain 1. That's back-to-back gains of 1 yard by this Kennedale rushing attack. This Diamond Hill-Jarvis Eagle defense still showing signs of life. 6:18 and counting left to go in this third quarter of play. Ball to the 13 after the 1 yard rush by Thiele. Think about this time there. One thing about this Kennedale offense, they're taking their time. At the beginning of the first quarter, we thought we were going to see a lot of no huddle, a lot of rushing in the line trying to catch this Diamond Hill-Jarvis defense off guard. But Diamond Hill-Jarvis has showed signs of holding firm. Now third down and long. Here's the handoff. It's going to be made immediately at the line of scrimmage once again. And that's 3 straight big-time defensive plays. Maps couldn't get anywhere. It looks like he might have needed a map to find the open gap. Couldn't move upfield. It's going to be 4th down and 10. Looks like they might try to bring the field goal unit, or maybe they'll try to go for it on 4th down. Let's see what the Wildcats do here on 4th and 10. 5.5 minutes left to go in this third quarter of play.
One thing I've known about this Diamond Hill-Jarvis team, their defense is still vicious. I was afraid that maybe when they came out to the second half, since they had to go through the halftime, that they would, lose their viciousness, but they're still at it.
They're still playing. Definitely have to respect it from Jonathan Cruz and his ball club. Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down here. Here's the handoff. It's behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by the Eagle defense. That's spearheaded. Eagle attack, led by number 71, Jamie Anchondo, the sophomore, playing double duty on the offensive and defensive line, getting that Wildcat offense off the field. That's the second turnover on downs the Eagles have forced so far tonight for this Wildcat offense. And the Eagle offense will take over 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line. And this is kind of the double-edged sword of getting stops when the opposing team is within your own territory. You might get a stop, but now your backs are against the wall here. They're going to start at the 15, almost as if it was a punting situation. If you're this Kennedale offense and now your defense gets back onto the field, let's see if DSJ can get something going here. Man on the slot, let me see with the body of your screen. Here comes the halfback handoff. Made immediately at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles as the clock hits 4 minutes and 7 seconds in this third quarter. With the 4-minute mark here, play clock reading 28 seconds. I'd like to thank our sponsors. This third quarter brought to you by the Triple I Jesus Apparel and the Kelly's Tattoo broadcast with Jared Jones and James Jones, the brothers in action, here for tonight's ball game at Wildcat Stadium. Here's Martinez. Takes the shotgun handoff. Ball is loose. Picked up by the Wildcats, but no, they're going to mark him down. But not after he loses a yard. It is going to be 3rd down and 11. Once again, the fumble got him back by the Eagles. That's the 3rd time we've seen the Eagles home the football, but have gotten the ball back. If I'm a stat keeper, that might be the best stat, the most appealing stat for this Diamond Hill-Jarvis team on both offense and defense as they face 3rd down and 11. 3 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Martinez in the gun yet again. Slot receiver, lone receiver at the bottom of your screen. Low snap, and it's bobbled. It's going to be picked up by the Wildcats. And he's taken into the end zone. They're not going to mark him down. Still waiting on the official signal. Still nothing. The officials call it a touchdown. It's going to be a touchdown for the Wildcats. Almost 5 seconds went between the Wildcats crossing the pylon and them actually making the final signal. But your new score barring the PAT, the Wildcats 57. The Eagles nothing here as we prepare for the PAT with 2 minutes and 20 seconds and ticking left to go in this third quarter. I didn't see a knee get down. I saw a lot of commotion over on the far side hash about the 10-yard line. Did you really see anything that might have indicated that he might have been down after the fumble?
No, it looks like he was. When that ball got picked up, the other guy ran to the end zone. I think they made the right call on that play.
2 minutes of counting left to go. Here's the snap. The hole, the kick is up through the uprights and good. And after the PAT, your new score. A minute 52 left to go in the third. The Wildcats 58, the Eagles nothing. Back after this timeout, you're watching Texas High School Football on the Antler Sports Network. Texas high school football here on the Antler Sports Network after the fumble recovery touchdown for the Wildcats. Here to kick things back to the Eagles. 1 minute left to go in this third quarter of play. The Antler Sports Network is commemorating Breast Cancer Awareness Month all October in collaboration with our proud brand sponsors, Groomie Club. Going bald has never been so easy. When the network YouTube channel hits 250 subscribers before the end of the month, I, the founder, will shave my head bald before the next broadcast. That ball bounces out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. And they'll mark it at around the 5, and that's where the Eagles will take over first and 10. This might be one more play here before the end of the third quarter. Let's see what the officials aim to do with the clock here. 58-0 your score. This game continues to march on forward here at the Wildcat Stadium, home of the Kennedale Wildcats. It's been 20 years, almost more than 20 years if I remember correctly, since the Wildcats have had a sub-500 season. I know you said this verbatim, and we'll get to this more after we come back from this final break. The Wildcats are definitely consistent. As the horn sounds, that ends our third quarter. We only got 12 more minutes of action. Back after this timeout, you're watching Texas high school football on the Antler Sports Network. Fresh 12 on the scoreboard here at Wildcat Stadium as we get ready for the fourth quarter of play. We're going to move on here in Kennedale, Texas, as the Wildcats hold a 58-0 advantage over the visiting Diamond Hill-Jarvis Eagles of Fort Worth. Quarterback Texas snap, he's immediately dropped behind the line. Almost looked like a fumble. No, quarterback keeps it. It's going to be dropped behind the line for a second down after Martinez is brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
And the fumble recovered.
No, the PA announcer here at Wildcat Stadium said he did fumble the football. But once again, that's 4 times now where the Eagles fumbled, and they still picked up the football here. Be sure to tune into the Antler Sports Network this Saturday. We have a Saturday morning matinee, breakfast with the Steers and the Firestorm, as Texas College hosts the number 29 team in the land of the Arizona Christian Firestorm. Coach Real Jackson and the Steers looking to make it back-to-back for the first time since 2017. As his Steers look to continue that momentum in a Sooner Athletic Conference matchup. And another edition of college football on the Antler Sports Network. Be sure to go to antlersn.com. At the top right corner of your screen, click Watch Live to see the next upcoming broadcast brought to you by the Antler Sports Network. Looks like it might have been a timeout here. Don't know what happened there. The Wildcats will take him back over and might have missed something. 10.5 minutes left to go as the Wildcats rush back to the line of scrimmage. Misdirection yet again up the middle. This looks very familiar to the Lumberton offense that we saw earlier on this year as they squared off with the Eagles of Tatum and head coach Whitney Keeling back at Panther Stadium in Lufkin, Texas. A game that really almost went down to the wire was settled by a last-second onside kick that resulted in the Lumberton Raiders, ranked number 7 at the time, taking home the win from Lufkin as the handoff goes up the middle. Looks like he might have got to the first-line yard to gain, but flag thrown at around the 10-yard line. We'll see what the officials will deem it as coming back off of the field for the Wildcats will be number 80, Jackson Brandon. Now, James, I know this game is extremely personal for you as you are a Kennedale Wildcat graduate, but I look at the roster here. There's a very familiar name. I don't want to give up too much here, but could you give us some insight?
Actually, I have a little brother. I know that some viewers may not know, but you're also my little brother, and, you're doing this broadcasting thing, and, you're doing, excuse my French, dang good at it. I'm going to say it like that, but I also have a brother that's on the field right now, number 78, Markel Blanton, out there on the offensive line.
We might want you to go down there and get an interview with the brother. We have some brotherly love in the booth. Why not have some brotherly love in the field? We'll see if we'll get that going as the end of this ball game lose. Second down and long after the penalty on the Wildcats. Only about a gain of 1. And it's going to be third down and maybe, let's say, the 33-yard line. They might need to get to Mansfield to get the first down here. Let's just call it that. Third down and Mansfield. How about this? I'll do you one even better. Third down and Joshua. Third down and Joshua to go for the Wildcats here. Low receiver at the top of your screen is going to be Brandon again. Handoff up the middle. Looks like they're still going with the run game here. And this time he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1. Fourth down coming up here for the Wildcats. They might go for it. They might kick it. We saw them practicing field goals earlier on, so they might try to bring the field goal unit out or just try to run another run play as we hit the 8-minute and 15-second mark of this contest here at Wildcat Stadium. 58-0 your score. Jared Jones, James Jones, and the Kelly Tattoo broadcast booth. And this fourth quarter brought to you by Case News of Avenue Speak. Be sure to go online to antlersn.com/schedule to find out when the ASN of the Orange and Black will be broadcasting a game near you. Under center snap. Handoff yet again. The Eagles are going to get them, unsurprisingly, just short. There'll be yet another turnover on downs. That's the third turnover on downs the Eagles have forced so far this evening. As you can see them excited on the sideline. You love to see that. They're still engaged in this game, still playing. Some teams might just want to lay down and give up and get on the bus and go home. The Eagles still fighting, still playing football. You can't be mad at the kids.
And see, there's something different that you don't see every day. Some teams, if they're down, this team right now is down 58-0. If you covered that score up, you couldn't even tell.
You couldn't tell. They're still playing good football. Dan Campbell, Detroit Lion-esque. I don't see anyone biting any kneecaps off. Thankfully, I think that would be that might make me question my profession if I were to see someone have their kneecap bitten off.
Most definitely.
I might not just question my career, I might question the entire world of sports in general. But thankfully, no biting of the kneecaps, just a first down and 10 for the Eagles. With 7 minutes and counting left to go in the fourth quarter. Ball's going to be on the 29-yard line. One slot receiver. That receiver for the Eagles is going to be in motion now. Was number 88. Josue Paredes. He's going to be in the slot on the other side now. Martinez is going to let it fly. Downfield at midfield, just short, and it's picked off by the Wildcats. Interception by number 23, Kerry McRoder. He's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown as a flag is thrown. And it seems that another Eagle is down. As they celebrate in the end zone, I don't think they saw the flag, and it might bring this flag back. Maybe even a call for a sense of celebration. Let's see what the call will be. The injured Eagle seems to be up and good to go on the sideline. That Eagle was number 15, Angel Aldaba. He's on the sideline talking to head coach Jonathan Cruz. And he seems to be up, walking under his own power, and he seems to be okay. As the Wildcats start to march back to the first down marker for the Eagles. Looks like the flag. Personal foul. A targeting called. Looks like it might have been a targeting call. I think that's targeting. Can't really see down here from the Kelly Tattoo broadcast booth. Yeah, his targeting is going to be first down and 10 for the Eagles after the call. One thing about this DSJ offense, they've definitely taken their licks where they can get them, and also love to take advantage of penalties, but since the penalty was on Kennedale, the interception stands. The touchdown will not stand, however. It's going to be first and 10 for the Wildcats instead. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. Ball on the 44-yard line. Here's to handoff. This time it's going to be Matz. He's met with resistance initially by number 99, Alex Hernandez, the junior linebacker, getting a little work in the trenches there. Dropping Matz behind the line. It's going to be second down and 2. Excuse me. Second down and 2. No, they're going to say second down and 9. After the gain of 1. Ball's going to be the 43 after the Matz carry. DSJ looking like they're still going to continue to send the house at some points, rushing 5 or 6, especially rushing 2 off of that outside edge. That's been a big factor as to how they've been able to put a stop or put a monkey wrench into this rushing game with the Wildcats. Handoff yet again, made immediately at the line of scrimmage. He's not going to get anything. The only thing he's going to get is negative yardage. He's going to lose 1, and it's going to result in a 3rd and 9. Heck of a job by that DSJ defensive front. Sending the rush, pretty much doing all they can, and doing a pretty good job of stopping this Wildcat rushing attack as we hit the 4.5-minute mark. Third down and 10. The Wildcats back to their original line of scrimmage. That line being the 44-yard line. Quick substitution being made. Re-entering the ball game for the Wildcats will be number 49, Liam Burrows. So he comes back onto the field now. He's at the top of your screen. 2 tight ends. Here's the handoff yet again. Met after gaining about 2, but he's pushed back. Forward progress is going to give him a gain of 2. And it's going to be 4th down. I would say 4th down and long for the Wildcats. Tackle once again made by number 99, Alex Hernandez. That's back-to-back stops for the big fella. Also there was Josue Paredes on the tackle. It's going to be 4th down. They're going to call it 4th down at 8 on the 42-yard line with 3:42 left to go in this 4th quarter. 58-0 your score. The Wildcats ahead. Both teams hailing 3 timeouts in their pockets. 15 seconds showing on the play clock. I'm going to call it 4th and 8. Here's a snap. A handoff. It is going to be met yet again. Yet another turnover on downs. Chalk up another turnover on downs for this DSJ offense. Excuse me, for this DSJ defense. The Eagles will come back on offense. 1st down and 10. That's 5 turnover on downs forced for this Diamond Hill-Jarvis defense. 3:10 left to go in the 4th quarter. Be sure to stick with us for our post-game coverage. After this game concludes, James and I will give our closing thoughts, and we will induct our Thompson Tire and Services Player of the Game as we hit the 2:40 mark in this 4th quarter. The Eagles offense trotting back onto the field in their all-white uniforms with the black helmets and the beautiful glistening red eagle wings.
Right in there.
Here comes their offense. Quarterback in the gun. 2 receivers in the slot. On the field at the top of your screen. 1 fullback about 5 yards behind his quarterback. Delayed handoff. Seems to be a bit of a miscommunication there. Martinez looking for something, but nobody home. It's going to be 2nd down and long after the miscommunication there. That's really the first time we've seen something like that happen as the clock stops and an injured Eagle is on the field. We'll take that time out with him. You're watching Texas High School football on the ASN.
Beautiful day, huh? Dinner time!
Time for another?
Oh, yeah.
We're back on Texas High School football on the Etler Sports Network. Jared Jones, James Jones, Kelly Satu broadcast booth. On 2nd and 15, Martinez going to take it himself after the mishap on the handoff. Looks like he got a couple of chunks of extra yards. Check that. That's number 11, Angel Mijares. Excuse me, on that big-time run. That's going to be a gain of, let's call it about 4. Rolled an extra 7 yards there, but we're only going to give him 4. 3rd down and 11 now for the Eagles. Ball's going to be on the 41-yard line. 1.5 minutes left to go in this contest. Shotgun snap. It's going to be a QB draw. It's going to be Martinez. Going to take it himself. Gets to the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to be 4th down with 1:20 left to go. We're slowly counting down the seconds here at Wildcat Stadium. The Wildcats are going to move to 4-1 in district as the playoff looms. As the playoffs loom, as we talked about with head coach Richard Barrett during the All-State Moody Agency halftime report, wins like this matter. They easily matter down the stretch.
Yes, most definitely. You never know when it may be a tie at the end of the district, or, we've seen some weird stuff these days in high school football. So you have to play every game like it counts, because they do count.
There are districts that have come down to coin tosses, point differentials. You never know. It might be decided on how many jerseys the team has. The UIL has some pretty quirky rules every once in a while. As delay a game called against the Eagles, they look to try to just run this thing out. Head coach Jonathan Cruz and this Eagles team will conclude this game. Looks like they might just try to bring the punt team out and milk the final seconds of this clock. Clock showing 15 seconds, 35 on the play clock, and this is going to be the final play of our ball game here. Dime seconds here at Wildcat Stadium as both bands play their final players of this contest as the clock finally hits all zeros. Your final score, the Kennedale Wildcats 58, the Diamond Hill-Jarvis Eagles nothing. We'll be back. James and I will talk post-game and get you ready for our next broadcast this Saturday for college football on the Etler Sports Network. But for now, we still have to close things out here. Once again, your final score, the Wildcats 58, the Eagles nothing. Back in 1 minute, you're watching Texas High School Football on the Atlas Sports Network.
A car is one of the most important purchases you'll ever make. It's how you drive to work, how you take the kids to school, and how you get to some of life's biggest moments. Why not treat your car as such? Visit Thompson Tire and Services in Tyler on 3021 South Bonner Avenue. Joe Thompson and his team of professionals bring decades of under the hood experience to ensure that your car runs at its best. Any make, any model, Thompson Tire and Services is the only place to get the best service for your car in the entire East Texas area. Thompson Tire and Services in Tyler, proud sponsor of the Antler Sports Network.
Back here at the post game as we are here to close things out. Here at Wildcat Stadium, your final score, the Wildcats 58, the Eagles nothing as they protect home field. Jared Jones, James Jones back here in the Kelly's Tattoo broadcast booth. James, let's start with the Eagles. What's something they can hang their hat on? What's something they can talk about positive on the bus ride home?
That type of defense that they played in the second half of that game was amazing. Honestly, if you look at that scoreboard, I want to say Kennedale had 52 points at the halftime. They only allowed Kennedale to score 7 points.
And it wasn't even their offense that scored; it was off of that fumble recovery.
Exactly. So I think with Durham and Hill, going into the next week's game or whoever they play, the defense was good. You need to work on your offense, just maybe a little bit, mix it up a little bit more. But as far as the defense, I think that's something positive that they hang on to and do next week.
As we see head coach Richard Barrett talking to his Wildcat team. What do you think he's talking about down there? You know Coach Barrett pretty well. I know Coach Barrett pretty well. We've all had conversations with him. What is he telling his team?
I think he's telling his team right now, hey, that was a great game. Next week we got some stuff we have to work on, though. We had a couple of fumbles, a couple of mess-ups, some things that we have to clean up. This team may be a team that didn't have any wins this year, but hey, in the coming up weeks, you're going to play some teams that are going to challenge you a little bit more.
Looking for a playoff spot.
Exactly. So I think some of those things, you don't want to make those mistakes in the playoffs. Go ahead and get that ironed out now while you're noticing it, because playoff time, you can't make those type of mistakes.
Head coach Richard Barrett extending this win streak this year to 2. Back on October 7th, 10 years ago, was their last district loss. No, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Their loss against Lake Worth, the 10-3 loss that they suffered just 2 weeks prior, was their first district loss in a decade. Let that sink in. How many games that is played? That's almost 200 games. 200 district games. And that was your first loss in a while? If you're head coach Richard Barrett, hey, I usually well and I know that I'm associated with greatness. When we come back, we'll elect our Thompson Tire and Services player of the game. We'll shut things down here at Wildcat Stadium. You're watching the post-game coverage of high school football on the Antler Sports Network.
Need to add some zip to your morning? Need something to get you through a busy work day? Or maybe something refreshing on a hot afternoon? Mudslingers of Tyler can get you a handcrafted drink for any occasion. Mudslinger serves fresh coffee and espresso roasted right here in East Texas by the Collie Dog Coffee Company. They have over 40 flavors you can mix into a custom coffee, soda, refresher, smoothie, or energy drink. They even offer tasty snacks if you need a quick bite. Ditch the big chain overpriced drinks for something locally owned and delicious. Find them on the Loop and Old Troop Highway by Green Acres Bowl. Follow them on social media for deals and updates. Mudslingers of Tyler, local coffee, local connections.
Final score. This team as they look ready for their next contest. It's time to elect our Thompson Tire and Services player of the game. Mr. Smith from the Dallas Morning News, myself, and I'm sure you can agree with this as well. Our player of the game is the running back, number 2 for Kennedale, Cameron Lyles. 4 carries, 104 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's a heck of a game. That's a heck of a stat line, especially with the majority of that coming in the first half of play. That's really the perfect game for a running back. Not too many carries, a lot of yards, and a whole lot of scoring. James, any closing thoughts before we wrap things up?
Hey, next week, capitalize on some of those mistakes, and hey, you may see their streak continue to go.
All right, let's shut things down here for Jeremiah, James Jones, and the rest of our Antler Sports Network faithful for watching on YouTube and Facebook. To all of our fantastic sponsors, all of our partner affiliates, good night, everybody. Once again, your final score, Kennedale 58, Hill-Jarvis nothing. Until Saturday, so long, everyone.